that is, the evolution of high school football. You're going to lose some great players every single year. You're trying to reload, come back, and duplicate a good season like 8-3 for Highland. Obviously, Desert Hills had a run at the region title last year and then fell up a little bit short, losing to Dixie. And then kind of stubbed their toe in the postseason, losing a first-round matchup to Mountain Crest. They also lost some very, very talented seniors, as is always the case under now second-year head coach Mark Murdoch. Spoke with him before the game. He's excited. He knows they've got to play assignment defense today, and they've got to take care of that triple option. Obviously, most of the teams in Southern Utah now are all spread. You'll see a little bit of that wing tee out in Hurricane, but not much anymore, but still there. But everywhere else, even Cedar City, as of the Coach Bennett era, is going to the spread offense. And, of course, that works well for them because they like to go quick, and they've got Logan Wilstead, their senior quarterback, younger brother to Cody Wilstead, who played years ago at Pineview High School, was at BYU for a stint, transferred out to Coffeyville. Well, now he's back as a sophomore, redshirt sophomore at Dixie State, and he is neck and neck trying to win the starting quarterback job with Keaton Mott as they're about 7 days into fall camp at DSU. They don't open up the season until September 7th. And so if you're the Wilstead family or the Wilstead family, get used to hearing that name, especially if Cody wins that starting quarterback job, because you've got two Wilsteads starting here, one at the high school level at Desert Hills, and potentially one up there at Dixie State. And Willie is elusive. He is quick. He can really run. Last year, liked to tuck and run when plays were breaking down. He's done a really good job in camp. He was nursing some injuries in the summer camp, the 7-on-7s, the team camps, that limited him a little bit, had a little bit of a bad wheel. But they have kind of brought him along, and once fall camp got underway, he has been 100% go and has been looking really, really good. If you haven't been listening to of some of our coverage this week, or if you're not close to the Desert Hills program, they did have a horrific injury, a non-contact injury to Jaron Polu. Jaron Polu, guys like Luke Watson, last year Bronson Andrus, they were the leaders of this defense. Polu was a junior, back for a senior season, and had the non-contact injury. They waited around. They were hoping for good news with the MRI, did not get it, and that means they've got to dig deep into that linebacker position. That means maybe Kina Taufa is going to play a little bit of linebacker. Obviously, we know him from playing running back last year, and he is a load, but they might have to take away a few of his reps, keep him a little bit fresher for the defensive side of the ball. Kavaka maybe could play a little bit of linebacker as well, but he should get some carries. Luke Watson should get some carries. That is one of the strength positions of the Desert Hills Thunder, is the running back position. It's so deep, in fact, that last year they saw Ethan Ford play a little bit of running back. They've actually moved him out to a slot position. They've, of course, got Jace Mortensen that can play in the other slot position, and then Goulding is the burner. And I expect Goulding to get some shots this year. He's going to be that deep ball threat for the Desert Hills Thunder and Coach Murdoch. Welcome to the pregame show, brought to you by St. George Topper. Don't go topless. Get Lear, shells, keyless entry, dozens and dozens of accessories for your truck at St. George Topper on the Boulevard. We'll get to our keys to the game, brought to you by Camping World here in just a few minutes. And then the starting lineups as well, brought to you by Sky Mountain Golf Course. That's all coming up. Hope you enjoyed Region 9 Live. Obviously a little windy here as Andy Thompson, Rustin Burnside, and the coach, Carl Franke, were breaking down all the matchups in Region 9. And if you're just tuning in, this is one of two radio games we've got for you here in Southern Utah. On our sister station, 94.9 KDXU. That's where you'll find the Dixie Springville game tonight. And, of course, if you're listening on radio, you're heading home from work and off into your weekend, but you're going to be home tonight and you want to watch this game. Couple of ways you can watch this game. This is triple cast on TV, TDS cable channel 22 or 108 in HD if you have TDS cable. Or if you don't, you can simply go to our website, sportsradio977.com, and watch Desert Hills and Highland, #1 first season opener. Officials are getting loose on the field. Both teams have got a little reprieve from the sun, going in for a last-minute chat into the locker room. They'll come back out, get a few more warm-ups in, and kickoff is about 10 minutes away between these two high-powered, high-octane teams. But they do it a little bit differently, and we'll get into that a little bit more in our keys to the game. Triple option versus the spread. Something's going to give tonight here at Desert Hills High School. This is one of 3 games in Washington County that are home tonight. half the region, 4 teams in Region 9 are at home. The other half are on the road. Hurricane is hosting Juab. So if you want to get out to H-Town, they got 2 new coordinators, one offensive coordinator, and Nick Hansen, who used to be the defensive coordinator right here at Desert Hills. And then, of course, Chris Hansen on the offensive side of the ball. They went 0-9 last year. They're big underdogs at home, but I think they'll surprise some people this year. We'll see if they can get Juab week 1. The other home game, Snow Canyon is hosting East. Snow Canyon stepping up a couple classifications there. They actually had Taylorsville originally on the schedule. That game was a last-minute cancel. They had to reach out, and the only team they could find to play was East, and East gracious enough to grant them that game and come down here to Southern Utah. So huge test for the Snow Canyon Warriors, who I heard Coach Carl Frankie say it in the pregame show. On paper, might have as much talent as anybody. Can they play with East? Can they beat East? That game over there at Snow Canyon High School about to tip off tonight as well. The other Region 9 game is up in Canyon View. They're hosting Beaver. That means Crimson Cliffs, the first ever game as a brand new school here in Region 9. They're on the road. They're playing Manti tonight. We'll get you updates on that one throughout our broadcast. Cedars at Spanish Fork, as well as Pineview up at Ridgeline. And the Dixie Flyers, again, at Springville. That game over on 94.9. So if you're a Flyer fan, you're listening on ESPN, jump back and forth a little bit. Listen to us on 97.7 ESPN. But make sure you don't miss the action as Mike McGarry, Andy Griffin have that one over there on 94.9 or 890 AM. Or you can get the audio on the KDXU mobile app. You can also get it on newstalk890.com. So a lot of ways to access our doubleheader of high school football to kick off the 2019 season. Are you ready for some football? Let's go. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, more of the St. George Topper pregame show right after this. I don't like the way it sounds. I don't like how'd it go? Other than
Play Eric Amarola's Race Day mix.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your
his dad
your
played with
plumber's
Gator at Dixie State
masseuse,
back in the day.
you,
He's a running
your
back,
dog
though,
walker,
but he's
your
tough.
cat
I
jogger.
don't know much
With early
about him. I just heard a
diagnosis,
little bit of
pre-diabetes
Gator.
can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihavprediabetes.org.
I'm Smokey Cole
Ask me,
Bear, filling in because for 75 years, Smokey only said,
Only you can prevent wildfires.
meanwhile, the song was
playing.
wrong.
Getting that new
We
PA
did start
system,
the
I heard.
fire. Go to
They can never get all the bids
smokeybear.com to learn
approved,
more
all
about
30 of them.
wildfire prevention.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes.
What's up, Jimbo?
That means it could be you, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger.
God, that's next Thursday.
With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk.
Welcome
test
back.
at
Devin Dixon with you here from Desert Hills High School, getting you ready for tonight's game. And Andy Thompson is just finishing up with the Region 9 live set. He's going to be joining me for some color commentary. But let's take a look at our Camping World of St. George keys to the games as the captains are starting to make their way to midfield and line up for the coin toss and a little chat with our officials here tonight. Obviously, the decision-making tonight for Wilstead is going to be huge. Willie's got to get the ball in the right spot, the right time, make the correct read, spread the ball around. Desert Hills has a lot of playmakers, but, you know, spreading the ball around, you can't force it in tight situations and end up with turnovers. And Willie's really maturing and probably going to tuck and run rather than try to force feed a pass into traffic. So I think the decision-making of the quarterback tonight going to be huge for Desert Hills. Also, obviously, we're going to be looking closely at that linebacker core, filling the void of the injured Jaron Polu as he is out for the season. A non-contact ACL MRI came back with not good news. and we've got to obviously, check on that. So that's going to be key number 2. That void that was left by Jaron Polu. Who can step up? How does Keenan Tafuo do? Because he's been playing running back. Obviously, got some increased reps in that backfield, but certainly hasn't been playing linebacker a lot as of at least all last season. And then the final key, obviously, is going to be the assignment defense. Read your keys, and they got to slow down that triple option. Ben Boren is a shifty wing. Colton White probably going to be the lead back. He led them in rushing yards. He's back for his senior season. He's a two-way guy. We'll see him at linebacker. Hunter Lambert's a great athlete on this Highland Rams team. Another wing to watch for is Doumbia Usmani, and that's another speedster. We got to take a 2-minute timeout for a national anthem. Then we'll come back and get you the Sky Mountain starting lineups, and then football. Desert Hills Highland coming up after that.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision. Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent.
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
I couldn't hear a word Murdoch was saying.
Yeah, I saw that.
Si los amas como para reaprender ecuaciones, para poder enseñárselas, entonces los amas como para visitar nhtsa.gov/protegidos y comprobar que van correctamente abrochados en el asiento trasero del auto.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat
check.
no
Check.
there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this. I need a one dance. And this. Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
I got one actually here. Here, share this one with me, Andy. Just share it with me. Yeah, we're back, coming at you on the Triple Cast, ESPN 97.7, CEC TV, and streaming on Sports Radio 97.7.com. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson. As you just see, the Desert Hills and Highland captains, the coin flip is in the air, and Luke Watson, as well as a couple of the other players, including Logan Wilstead, coming back over for some high fives. Excitement right now, Andy, because everybody's been hitting on everybody. Both these teams have been pounding each other in practice. They're ready to hit somebody else, and let's play some football on a Friday night. Are you ready?
Exactly what Coach Murdoch said in our pregame show. We talked about how nice it is to come into a game with somebody with the swagger and confidence at quarterback that Logan Wilstead brings to the offense. So let's get it going, ready to kick it off. We'll
get you the Sky Mountain starting lineup as we see both teams' offense and defense. And I want to appreciate and thank St. George Topper bringing you our pregame show. Our keys to the game brought to you by Camping World St. George. And again, starting lineups brought to you by Sky Mountain, reminding you to hit it to the sky at the beautiful Sky Mountain Golf Course out in Hurricane. Get your tee times for this weekend, 635-7888. Thunder ready to kick it off as Goulding is the kicker. Remember, Callister graduated. Goulding, though, puts a good foot into this And this one's going to be right near the goal line, and it's going to be into the end zone for the touchback. And that's where Highland will have the opening drive of the game. The Thunder did win the toss, defer to the second half, and their defense will start out there on the field. And let's meet some of the Thunder starters, Andy.
Absolutely. Number 10 is Luke Watson. We got a lot of pub from him on media day. Of course, the Turnbow brothers starting at the respective safeties. They wear number 1 and number 2. Number 3 is Connor Ashby. He's a junior this year.
John Stokes, another guy that we're going to see out there playing at a cornerback position or a strong safety position. As we get set for the first play, we'll catch a few more of the starters in just a second. Peyton Kavaka is also starting at middle backer instead of Kina Tafua, by the way. The fumble on the first snap, the Rams lost the handle. Quarterback right there couldn't get it, and we were told that Patrick Brennan and Hunter Lambert have been in a kind of a two-way battle, and it is not good when you fumble that first ball. That's the senior, Hunter Lambert, that is getting this start, and he just mishandled that snap.
Yeah, luckily they hop right back on it, right around the line of scrimmage. It'll set up a second and 10 for Lambert in the offense.
That didn't lose any yardage. Triple option, wing T formation. They give it to the fullback right up the middle, and a good little surge, going to pick up about 7 yards. And it'll be 3rd down and short, as that was a good piece of running by Colton White. He led them in rushing last year. We'll see him play 2 ways. He's also their starting linebacker.
And look at that second level movement by the Rams, getting up into the linebackers. Hiram Burgoyne got to the legs of the Ram, just short of the sticks.
So 3rd down, that money down. Ball spotted just shy of the 28. Got to get it across the 30. They give it, and the quarterback pulls it out of the fullback's belly, keeps it, and he goes down. He's going to lose a yard, and it's going to be 4th down and 3 now.
And they sent guys off that right edge, including Braxton Turnbow, who got into the backfield. And there was a wall of Thunder players on this left side and nowhere to go. Lambert decided to keep it, but was swarmed. Great job defensively there on 3rd down.
Yeah, I think the guy that kind of got there and really at the point of attack made that play was number 52 for Desert Hills, Jake Warner, the junior. Ryan Warner graduated last year, their starting center. And now Jake's turn to shine, and he makes a big play on 3rd down. Punt formation. The kick is low, but it's away. It's going to take a hop. Turnbow's going to grab it at the 40. Race to the near sideline. He's going to pick up about 7 yards, and he's driven out of bounds. But still excellent field position set up by that Thunder defense for Logan Wilstead and the offense.
And good closing there by Kiyu Kaloni of the Rams, just chasing him out of bounds. That Braxton, he's a quick, agile kid, but Keone was able to chase him just to the sideline as that 12th defender, and Thunder will start it on their own 48-yard line.
Here comes some of the line. They sprint it out. Ready to go. Twins now trips to the near side, single receiver to the far side. Wilstead has Tafua in the backfield. Give it to him. Actually, that's Kavaka, excuse me. And Peyton Kavaka, the junior running back, goes near the line of scrimmage, just shy of getting back there, maybe lost half a yard.
Yeah, haven't seen Tafua yet on defense or offense.
I forgot, Andy. He is not playing the first half of this game. I forgot.
Okay.
Coach Murdoch told me that in the earlier portion of the week. So it's Kavaka right now. His dad played at Dixie State years ago. And there's a pass to Mortensen. Mortensen with the sticky hands. The slant route's going to go for 15, maybe give him 16. 1st and 10 Thunder. Excellent throw by Wilstead over the middle.
And watch Wilstead on a little RPO, reading the linebacker, pulls it away and throws a bullet pass right over the middle for the first down of the season. And good protection by that line.
I think Mortensen's a guy that could have a big year. Good speed, working on a strong safety or outside backer, but he can explode off the ball. Wilstead looking left, and then comes underneath, and Ethan Ford reels in a catch to the 30 of the Highland Rams, and that's going to be about an 8-yard pickup.
And they love that play on the left side, setting one receiver, Golding, on a go route, and then just having Ford work on the safety, and this time just a nice little 5-yard out, but we see his agility and had to dive a little bit for that one, but a good catch there on 1st down.
Ethan Ford's about 5'5", $130, but he is quick, folks. There's the handoff to Kavaka, and Kavaka going to be bottled up, trying to push ahead. He'll get back near the 30, coming up with no gain. Again, they haven't been able to run Kavaka on his 2 carries. Hasn't got a single yard. In fact, he's probably lost a yard.
Key third down here for Wilstead. Maybe 4-down territory here for Coach Murdoch early in this one.
Well, they tried to pull the guard there, and then Mortensen was kind of trying to come on a crack block, and it just kind of got bottled up at the point of attack there, and Highland really digging in. And now 3rd down, and a long 3. Wilstead, split backs, going to give to Kavaka, fake it, and then throw it, and it's caught by Mortensen. Mortensen down inside the 10. 1st down, Thunder. 1st and goal from about the 5-yard line.
And another great read. Same play we saw before. The Highland Rams linebackers are moving downhill on the play-action fake to the right, and then he sees an opening for Mortensen, who got a little speed after he catches it.
So Mortensen, 2 catches, about 29, 30 yards on this drive. Wilstead is perfect, 3 for 3 on this drive. And it's 1st and goal, handoff to Kavaka. He stood up and driven back.
And it looks to me like on those reads, even if Wilstead keeps that, they've got a guy waiting for him, and they have nothing doing between the tackles so far.
So 2nd down and goal. Tonight's game brought to you by Bloomington Country Club, home of ESPN 97.7's Monday Night Football parties. They're open to the public every Monday night starting September 9th. We'll have jersey giveaways from both teams playing, and bring your whole family. Bloomington Country Club's giving everybody access to the pool every Monday night. Food will be fantastic as Wilstead set to go. This is 2nd goal. Rolls right, flips it with the wrist, into the end zone, had his man forward, but they couldn't connect. It's incomplete.
Man, good delivered ball there by Wilstead. There was a defender in front of Ford. He threw it just high enough to get over his fingertips, but ends up just a little bit out of the reach. Great slow-mo here on the replay for our TV audience between the hands of Ethan Ford.
Yeah, just didn't close him quick enough. I actually think that was a catchable ball.
Good ball, yeah.
Yeah, just maybe mistimed the catch just a little bit. It was a tough catch, not saying it wasn't. Now 3rd and goal. Thunder working right to left on your radio dial. Wearing the black uniform, is going to throw the fade into the back of the end zone to Mortensen. Tries to leap with the one-handed reach-back catch, and it's incomplete. And that's Goulding, Goulding looked like he wanted some pass interference. No flags on the field.
Yeah, the defender turned his back to the quarterback, and the fade comes right to the corner of the end zone and kind of pushes him with his head back.
There's contact early.
Either way, I mean, it was out of the back of the end zone. Maybe that's why they're justifying the contact.
Tough
call, tough no call.
Yeah, no doubt. Certainly the contact came early to my estimation, but so often the receiver has a huge advantage in that situation, but the DB did never, ever turn his head and look, Andy. And sometimes if you don't turn your head and look, that's when they'll get you with the pass interference. Here is Goulding. And the 3 points, it's up and it's good. It's brought to you by Utah Gastroenterology. Did you know colonoscopy is the most effective method of screening for colon cancer? Learn more at utahgastro.com. So the Thunder march it 60 yards on 8 plays, and they settle for the field goal from Goulding, and they have the 3-0 lead on the one-loss scoreboard back after this 30-second timeout to Desert Hills.
Traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget.
How many yards was the field goal?
What's that?
Shining, sunshine, pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
Two times and threw a couple incomplete passes that were good balls. Every pass he threw I thought was delivered really well. He was poised in the pocket, made a play outside of the pocket. Their only challenge was running the ball. The Rams were stuffing everything between the tackles that drive.
So here is Goulding ready to send it, and he does send it, but it's a bouncing one that goes into the end zone for the touchback. First one flew the end zone, and now this one rolls into the end zone.
It seemed like to me their first series, Highland struggled a little bit with on the first play. They had the fumble, then they had some issues getting the ball off to people, in their option, expecting a much more crisp possession here in their second one of the season.
Highland 1st and 10 from the 20. Down 3-0 on the one-loss scoreboard. Highland wearing similar colors to Desert Hills. They got the road whites with the black helmets. Wing T, they're going to sprint out the quarterback. He's going to spin back to the middle, and then he's going to take a shot, and he is bottled up for a loss on the play.
And a few times they've gotten around the edge, this time going on the right side. It's been collapsed hard by Desert Hills. I think that was Chance Richens, the big fella, with the contact on that left side. Good job by the Spill linebacker as well, closing hard on the left side.
Obviously, not a fun start for Hunter Lambert, the senior quarterback there. Kind of mishandled the very opening snap of this game. That time tried a spin move, came back into traffic, took a big hit. The longest play so far in their 4 plays was about a 7-yard run by White. See if they go back to Colton White here. Nope, pitch out. And that's to Levy, and Levy's got a little wiggle room, and he's going to pick up about 6, maybe 7 yards, depending on the mark.
Good cut inside the contain man there by Zach Levy on the student body left pitch. I thought the right side here for Desert Hills gets a little bit too deep on the containment, and he's able to just skirt him inside and make it a 3rd and gettable here for the Rams.
Highlands only traveled and only have 65 guys on their roster. Not a huge 4 classes right now at Highland High School. Well, they're ready to go back to work on 3rd down, and there is a big stop by Luke Watson as he gobbles up Lambert, and he's going to be short of the line to gain. It's going to be 4th down, I believe, and about a half a yard.
And excuse me, Watson gets him around kind of the chin. Never really grabbed the face mask, but it was close. But a no call there. 4th and 1 coming up, and it looks like the offense still on the field for the Rams.
Yeah, certainly first half, first game. You got 3 timeouts. You can try to draw them off here or see if they'll go ahead and do it. Or you can just give it to the fullback, or you can just quarterback sneak it. They'll give it to the fullback. They're going for it. He's bottled up, hit behind the scrimmage. He stretches ahead. I think he got it with the extra effort. And, yeah, the near side spot there looks pretty good as Colton White, I think, has got the 1st down.
And on that left side, Damon Brunson is winning the battle against that tackle. This time he blows him back into the running back, which caused him to get bumped and have to make that great second effort. Just barely gets the 1st down, but I'm impressed with the physicality of Desert Hills' trenches right now on defense.
Damon Brunson kind of had a breakout season, had some sacks, 55 tackles last year. That's a Fabulous Freddy's 1st down. Don't forget to fuel it up, wash it down, and save it. Bull Southern Utah, Fabulous Freddy's. First pass attempt of the game. They're going to throw it up, and it's tipped away, and that is Austin Turnbow that comes in and breaks up that pass. Pretty good little play action, but incomplete.
Yeah, just a sophomore. His eyes got big on this one because it floated. He came up a little too hard maybe, and then it floated just out of reach, but a good play nonetheless by one of the Turnbow brothers back there.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Highland's 2nd possession of the night. Ball's just across the 30, and Desert Hills has the 3-0 lead on the one-loss scoreboard. Your dedicated and personal injury attorneys. 8 in the box for the Thunder, and they bottle up that dive play to White. Nowhere to go, and maybe a gain of a half a yard on forward progress.
They've had, 1 or 2 good runs with the fullback just straight up the middle, but that time, good job. Gap control there by the 2 interior defensive linemen for Desert Hills. Nowhere to go. That was shut down quick.
3rd down and 9. And they break the huddle. Highland's offensive line has some good size, Andy, but they have not been able to get a consistent push. See if they can get one here. I know, flags fly, they'll blow it dead. Somebody moved early.
Yeah, a little flinch on the right side of that line.
And I believe Gene Van Orden, our official tonight.
Make it 3rd and 14 for the Rams.
Gonna back him up. Actually, I didn't get an official lineup card, so I could be mistaken on that.
Puts them in obviously an uncomfortable down and distance for their offense, but they've got big Ezra Abalos in there. He's been rotating in and out. He'll be on the right edge for the Rams.
3rd down and 14, we'll call it. Play-by-play here in the first quarter, brought to you by Intermountain Sports Medicine. Of course, they provide the trainers around Region 9 all season long, keeping our athletes safe. They're going to try to set up a screen, flip it away, flag down in the backfield, passes incomplete.
There'll be a holding call on Highland on this rollout play. That's going to be declined by Desert Hills.
Yeah, smart. They're declined at 4th and 14. Highlands already rolled the dice once, picked up 4th down and half a yard to go. Got it on the extra effort from White, but this time too much. And they're going to have to punt the football. And Turnbow, as both Turnbow brothers, back deep. Braxton Turnbow's a junior, wearing number 1. Austin Turnbow is the sophomore, wearing number 2. And here's the kick. This one, a high spiral, a good kick here. And Turnbow grabs it at the 40, cuts up the sideline, tries to cut back and is bottled up. Got about 6-7 on the return, but Desert Hills defense keeps giving their offense good field position, about the same spot, just a little bit closer on this second drive of the game than the first drive of the game.
Yeah, Desert Hills with a very impressive first drive of the season, going down at stalled, and they had to kick a field goal, but Logan Wilstead was on point with his accuracy and his reads. They just got to see if they can get something going on their zone read, whether it's Wilstead keeping it around a corner or handing it off. This time it's Ford in the backfield with him.
I want to give a shout out to Mark Harris, the new Desert Hills trainer from Intermountain Sports Medicine, keeping the Thunder safe. Wilstead looked like he ran early, made his mind up, and got back just past the original line of scrimmage, and then that second wave came, and he goes down.
Good stick there by linebacker Paul Clark.
Good spin move there by Double Nichols. 55 for the Highland Rams, Isaiah Pulu. Kind of forced Wilstead into the tackle. That was a design quarterback draw, I believe. 2:44 left, first quarter. Fake it to Ford. Wilstead's going to keep it. Slithers ahead, and he'll pick up maybe 3 out across midfield, but it'll be 3rd down and 6.
And they seem intent on trying to get something going with the run. That time, Wilstead squirts for a couple yards, but now they're going to have to figure out maybe another pass play. Over the middle's been open for him so far tonight.
Yeah, he hooked up with Mortensen a couple times on that first drive. Haven't looked his way yet. Will they go here to Morty? Morty's in the middle. He's open, and he kicks. He connects, and that's at the sticks, gets a couple yak yards, and that's another fabulous Freddy's.
First down, and once again, Jace Mortensen on the read play comes open, and in a big gap there in the middle for an easy catch and first down for the Thunder.
Region 9 updates all season long, brought to you by Hearst Ace Hardware, corner of Boulevard Bluff and Main Street in Cedar City. East leads Snow Canyon 6-0. 4:57 left in the first quarter. The extra point was blocked, Andy. Wilstead out of the gun, going to keep it up the middle, veers out to the right, and finally taken down. Got about an 8-yard pickup there, and there's Logan Wilstead. Willie's got some wheels.
Yeah, playing with some moxie early in this one, running the ball and throwing it. That time when he was hit, thought he was carrying the ball like a loaf of bread a little bit. Almost popped out, but he was able to get to the turf safely without incident. Nice little stiff arm there as well by Wilstead.
I kind of feel like Desert Hills kind of flew under the radar coming into this season. First round exit last year, but they look really good so far here with 1:14 left in the first quarter. Give it to Ford. Ethan Ford going to get a yard, and that's it. And it's going to be short of the line to gain. So at the Rams 30, they mark it, and it's going to be a full yard shy of a first down.
And we're going to see the big fella come back in at running back, Peyton Kavaka, as well as Braxton Turnbow in the slot on that right side for the Thunder.
Yep. Of course, you've got the speedster, Kyer Goulding, split to the near side, one-on-one coverage, but instead they give it to Kavaka, and Kavaka on 3rd down is bottled up. He's got nothing going on the ground tonight. Tough sledding for Peyton Kavaka.
And Maia Giles with the closing speed from the safety position, sniffed that one out, came up hard, and made a good stick with another teammate there to leave him short of 4th down. Coach Murdoch clearly in 4th down territory for
Yeah,
the Thunder.
and they lost a yard there, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. I think they're going to think things over. If they don't have to snap it, I don't believe. Maybe they do. 4 seconds on the first quarter clock. Wilstead going to snap it. This will do it for the first quarter. 4th down and 3. Pump fake, throws, and it's picked off. Intercepted. And here comes the return, but it's a nice tackle by one of the offensive linemen as Paul Clark got the Oski on 4th down.
And we see Wilstead looking at his wristband. He was expecting something to happen that didn't on that route. Instead decided to throw it anyway. You see a pump fake and then throws it flat-footed, and a great catch here by the linebacker of Highland. That's Paul Clark with the pick.
Really a gift wrap pick there.
Yeah.
Right to him. Just had to secure it. And a nice tackle there. It was actually Turnbull, I think, that got him after big number 62, Peyton Williams, had kind of tripped him up. 3-0 Thunder on our one-loss scoreboard at the end of the first quarter. Full timeout, 45-second break, and then we're back for more action.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
And we're back. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson with you. Desert Hills leading 3-0. Rams after the pick going right to work. And quick run off that right side. I think that was Paul Clark who just got the interception that got that towed, if I'm not mistaken, Andy.
Yeah, came out aggressive run there, was wrapped and turned over by Kavaka, who I think is still down on the field after making the tackle.
Yeah, we've got an injury timeout to Peyton Kavaka, who got the start at middle backer and at tailback for Coach Murdoch tonight. With Kina Tafua not playing the first half, we expect to see him in the second half. He's in uniform, number 27 of the Thunder. Intermountain Sports Medicine team checking on Kavaka. And again, we want to thank Intermountain Sports Medicine. And down there, Mark Harris taking a look. Also want to thank our friends at Intercap Lending. Intercap Lending, specializing in no or low money down options, investor loans, first-time buyers, jumbo loans, retirement, refinance. It's hot right now. Rates are good. You can do it all at Intercap Lending. And you can call today for a free quote and a quick mortgage approval. And Kavaka slowly walking, but under his own power. Coach Murdoch out there. And now he's going to stop the slow walk to talk with the officials. They're all smiling, so Murdoch in a jovial mood, cracking jokes, Andy.
Yeah, it must not be too serious as Kavaka hopefully will be back in. Obviously a key role in tonight's game, starting at both positions, running back and middle linebacker, as Taufua will be out until the second half. Now a second down coming up for the Rams.
So Stokes goes to middle backer, and then you have number 21, that is Cy Nunley. This is sophomore, and now we've got a timeout. Timeout on the field. We'll take it. 30-second timeout. Cheerleaders going to throw some stuff into the crowds. We're going to catch our breath. Thunder lead on the one-loss scoreboard, 3-0, back in 30 seconds.
Your daughter is having trouble learning French.
What's your plan?
Do you A, hire a tutor?
Bonjour. For the wrap-up show?
B, enforce a French-only rule at home? Or C, watch some foreign films? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson back here on CEC TV and ESPN 97.7. Also want to welcome in our viewers streaming the game on sportsradio977.com. Thanks for tuning in. And Highland going back to work. Quarterback going to give it, and a big shot there. Actually, he kept it, tried to follow his tail back, and unfortunately, he's taken a couple hits, and that's Hunter Lambert, and he's going to pick up a couple yards. This will be 3rd down.
Yeah, tough run by Lambert as he got hit by 5 or 6 Thunder players on that one. But he was hungry for that 1st down, and it sets him up for just a couple yards here to go on 3rd.
Yeah, we'll call it 3rd and 2. 11 minutes, 15 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Desert Hills leading 3-0 on the scoreboard. 60-yard, 7-play drive, and they settled for a chip shot field goal from Goulding. Keeper, and a hit by Stokes, and a huge loss of about 3 on the play.
Wow, what a collision there by Scott Stokes, filling the gap, getting downhill at the linebacker position, and ending any hope here on a 1st down as Lambert takes another big lick at the quarterback position.
Yeah, Johnny Stokes there coming in and laying the boom. That's a big hit. And now punt team back out for Highland from the own 25. 10:27 left in the 2nd quarter. Punt is away. It's low, and it's out of bounds, and it's not a good kick. And the kicker kind of just takes a slow trot. That's Nalu Mack, who's the junior. He's listed as offensive lineman and linebacker, but obviously kicking tonight too.
Desert Hills will get it on their own 45 to start the possession. Last one ended in that interception. The only bad throw so far tonight, I thought, by Logan Wilstead. Tried to force it after something wrong happened on the route, but have a chance to redeem himself on this drive.
And in the 3 drives, the starting field position has been about the 43.5-yard line. Really good. Wilstead, quarterback, design keeper. Try a little stiff arm, stays on his feet, toes the sideline, tight ropes up for a couple more yards across the 50, and he's going to get about 8, maybe 9 on the play.
And they had him right around the line of scrimmage. That was Judd Gottschall coming up and grabbing it at him. But watch Logan Wilstead get through it with another little stiff arm and kind of propels him forward for a bunch of more yards.
Really good block by E.J. Alton. Of course, son of our good buddy, Gator Alton. Played
that's right.
back in the day. He getting reps at running back right now. He sealed that edge for Wilstead. Now he's going to get a tote, but no seam there, and he has stood up and maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's it.
First varsity run for the young fella. Good stick there by Colton White of the Rams.
His dad was a lineman. EJ, though, a running back. Only a sophomore, Andy. That's a deep position.
A lot of sophomore talent on this Desert Hills team.
Now they go twins to the near side. Mortensen's in the slot. So is Ford. And they give it. And now Wilstead fakes the give, keeps it, pulled it out of there, fooled me. He's going to turn it upfield. He's tackled way late out of bounds. Here come the flags. 1st down and more tacked on to the end of that Logan Wilstead run.
And that's kind of the experience, it factor that Wilstead brings. He's supposed to throw it over the middle on another RPO. Instead skirts out, puts his right foot down hard and gets outside. And then, yeah, a late tackle there by the Rams will give him another 15.
Yeah, it looked like, in Judd Gottschall's defense, he just lost track of where he was at. He just kept running and chasing him, but out of your peripheral, you got to see that because he cost your team 15
Yeah,
more
I think
yards.
it's one of those things where you start the tackle inbounds on the sideline and you just have it in your head. You got to finish it, and that finishing part is what got him the penalty.
So into the Team D Auto Sales red zone are the Thunder for the 2nd time tonight. Appreciate Team D Auto Sales, Jason and Parker. Won't be beat. Go check out all the deals, 488 East St. George Boulevard or teamdautosales.com. Wilstead's going to throw. He's going to throw the fade, back shoulder, and it is caught. Did he get a foot in? Golding, no, they say out of bounds.
And Golding's pointing at the grass as if he's going to be able to see his footprint or something like that. That was close, and there was a little bit of hesitation on the call. Nice little floater thrown up for Golding to go get. We'll see here on the replay in slow motion. Catch.
The left foot was in. The right foot was on the white, but when did the catch happen? Was the
Yeah.
left foot still down? I think the
Tough.
official saw the second foot, and that's why he ruled it out. But I'm not so sure that left foot wasn't in first. And that's what Goulding went and pointed to. Anyway, back to second down. Over the middle, Mortensen jukes to the outside. Mortensen stretching, and he's going to be driven out of bounds down inside the 5-yard line. And it's going to be first and goal, Thunder, and Mortensen and Wilstead hook up for the third time tonight.
Yeah, Mortensen having himself a game, working between the hashes at the slot tight end position. This time breaks a tackle, almost gets out to the edge, going for that pylon, gets him inside the 5.
You can see that Wilstead and Mortensen have rapport. So first and goal. E.J. Alton still the back in there. He sidecar right to Wilstead, trips to the near side. That's the wide side of the field. And false start. Looked like Caleb Rogers, one of the wide receivers, way out wide, moved early. That'll back the Thunder up, 5-yard penalty. Hey, tonight's game brought to you by Intermountain St. George Acceleration. They've helped countless Region 9 athletes improve their speed and agility with their expert training programs. If you're looking to improve speed, agility, quickness, contact St. George Acceleration today. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And Brennan, Dana, and the team at Intermountain train a lot of the guys you see and the guys you hear us calling their names on Friday nights under the lights. Pump fake, Wilstead going to throw, slant route, and it's there, but it knocked out. Really good play by the DB, and incomplete, and that'll bring up third down.
First RPO not thrown to Jace Mortensen, this time to Caleb Rogers. Thrown maybe a little bit, well, just right there on his numbers, but a great hit by Ezra Balos. Or no, sorry, that's Lavelle Manavahi.
Yeah, it was a good hit by Manavahi, but should have been caught. Should have been caught. Went through the wickets there.
Yeah.
9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Desert Hills leading 3-0. They're going to give it. Alton, stiff arm, and then drug down. Great open field tackle by number 7 for the Rams, Maia Giles.
Yeah, Alton gets a try on the stretch going to the right side, but Giles just gets through the blocks, goes right by Ford, and makes the easy tackle, and a big loss, putting up third and long to the goal line here for the Thunder, who don't want to settle for another field goal.
Well, and, Kavaka got a little nicked up, had to leave the game, hasn't come back. And Tafua is not going to play until half number 2, so they're a little thin at running back right now. And so you see the sophomore, who has a ton of potential, getting some opportunity here, but there was nowhere to go on that play. Wilstead going to throw over the middle, and this time it's caught, and Rogers makes amends as he makes a sensational catch and reels it in for the touchdown connection.
Wow, nice fastball there from Wilstead, and Rogers gets the redemptive catch. Beautiful catch with his hands right on the goal line, and very well drawn up play to get right where it needed to be on third and goal from about the 20-yard line. They get in from Pater.
Yeah, I think about the 16. I think it was about a 16-yard touchdown officially. Wasn't it, Andy? And
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was 3rd and 15.
Yeah, so and goal to go. So nice little pitch and catch there. Snap is good. Hold was recollected and put down, and the kick is up, and it is good. And on the one-loss scoreboard, Desert Hills has grown the lead, 10-0 over Highland. 8:16 left second quarter. When we come back on ESPN Radio and CEC TV, your Region 9 network.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps. Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference.
I don't have my phone. I gave it to
someone's entire
Rustin.
day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
he did tweet. I tweeted too. Welcome back. 10-0 Thunder. Kick into the end zone for the touchback from Goulding. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson with you here. And Region 9 football is underway. It's good to be back in the broadcaster booth, and a really good start to the season for Desert Hills at home tonight.
Yeah, offensively they're looking sharp. Defensively, Highland hasn't been able to do a lot with their option. Running the ball, whether it's the pitch man, whether it's the quarterback. Desert Hills is closing. They're hitting hard tonight. So credit them defensively for being prepared against an option team, one of the few that they're going to face this year. But the play of the night so far, that last throw, Logan Wilstead strike to Caleb Rogers for that touchdown.
Got some Region 9 updates we'll get you in just a minute. But first, wing T, and the handoff comes back this way, and some room to run to the 40, out across the 50, and he might go the distance. It's to the 10, the 5, and just like that, one play, Zach Levy takes it to the house, 80-yard touchdown run.
Wow, what a call. I think the first counter maybe we've seen all night so far for Highland, and Levy just took it wide open spaces on that left side. Everybody was going right. And there goes the counter, and they're just lost on that right side. Burgoyne started drifting left, lost containment, and Levy outruns the Thunder all the way for the 80-yard score. Wow. What a turnaround.
Love it. Love it if you're a Rams fan, right? That you're down 10-0, you're on the road, you're having some trouble, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get the big play. Extra point is up. It's good. It's brought to you by Utah Gastroenterology. And just like that, whole new ball game on the one-loss scoreboard. 10-7. Desert Hills still leads over Highland. They'll get the football with 8:03 left second quarter when we come back after this timeout.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. For taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But I get it, you're busy. And busy people can't have prediabetes. I read that wrong. They can, okay? Just go to the site.
Welcome back, Desert Hills. Little breakdown. Welcome back, Desert Hills. Little defensive breakdown, and just like that, 80-yard Levy touchdown run has made it 10-7. 8:03 to go. Rams set to kick it off. Back deep. Turnbow out of his own gold line. That was a big momentum swing there for the Rams. And the kick is in the air, short. And it's going to backpedal, and you got to get on that football, and finally grabbed and then returnable out of near the 25-yard line.
Goodness gracious, just fall on that ball.
I think it was Liam Moore, I believe, that kicked it, and it was almost like a little pooch over there nowhere, but the up man for Desert Hills, I couldn't catch the number, went to block. Good thing he got the block.
Yeah, Watson decides to let it go and get his block on, but made it way too close for comfort there on a little pooch kick by Highland. But credit the offense. I mean, triple option from the flex bone or whatever gets, 3 yards in a pile of dust or whatever. There's so many variations of what they can do, and that time a perfect call. Desert Hills just wasn't ready at all for the counter, and it was wide open for the score.
So here is Wilstead. 1st and 10 from his own 25. Give it to Ethan Ford. Ford is bottled up, driven back, going to lose yardage.
And no success at all tonight from the Thunder trying to run the ball up the middle on the zone read on a stretch. That time to Ford, who's one of their quickest guys. But even regardless of how quick he is, no chance on that left side of Highland, who closes. Credit their secondary. The cornerback holding his man, and then the safeties filling to make those tackles.
Good call. I agree. And now the Thunder a little bit behind the chain, 2nd down 13 after the 3-yard loss. Give it And it's to Kavaka. Kavaka back out there. That's good news after getting shaken up, but he still doesn't have positive yardage in this game. 4 carries, and I think he's got 0 yards.
And the big fella, Jackson Minor, doing a good job penetrating, getting through the line past that guard, and coming up from behind and making the tackle on Kavaka.
First Days Hardware update from Dixie Springville in just a second for our viewers and listeners. Wilstead out of the gun. On the money down, 3rd down. Looking left, throwing left, and it's behind his intended receiver, Mortensen. Morty was running in, and that was thrown away from a would-be interception there, and Desert Hill's going to have to punt the football.
Stout defensive effort, that possession by Highland, and it almost looked like the receiver was coming in, and Wilstead was expecting him to go out. They've had a couple of miscues so far tonight between the quarterback and the receivers.
Dixie Springville tied 7-7, but Dixie just turned over Springville at their own 21. So Dixie was knocking on that Team D Auto Sales red zone. Their heels were up to it, and they got the turnover on downs. We'll keep you posted. That game also on our sister station, 94.9 KDXU. They're going to rugby-style kick it by Goulding, and a fair catch called at the 43-yard line. And the best starting field position for the Rams in this first half so far, with 6:38 left here in the second quarter, and Desert Hills leading 10-7.
And got a lot of confidence, obviously, from that quick last possession that went for 80 yards. Desert Hills got to figure out a way to get a quick possession, get the ball back to try to extend the lead before half. But tough possession, that last one on offense. Their first time going 3 and out all night.
Rams huddling here. Fresh set of downs. High school football brought to you by our friends at InfoWest, the internet people. They'll bring you our halftime show. Learn more at InfoWest.com. Check on our Wilkinson stats, have some updates, all in a few minutes. Run up the middle and bottled up, and a number of players there. Leading that stop was Jacob Warner, the junior D lineman for the Thunder.
Yeah, they're getting good action from their defensive line tonight, holding their ground, able to draw double teams on the interior and allowing their ends to collapse and make tackles like that. Great job by Warner and Kavaka helping out a little bit. But the front seven at Desert Hill is doing great beside that one play so far tonight against Highland.
Well, and now that Kavaka's back in at middle backer, what they've done is they've moved Stokes back to D-in, or a strong safety, actually, because he had to pop up and play middle for a minute. They brought in another DB. Now, new quarterback, and he is going to be tossed for a loss, finally driven down. They're going to mark him only a loss of about 1.5 yards, but they threw him back about 7 yards deep in the backfield.
And they're creeping up pre-snap, 8 guys in the box, and that was, I believe that was Luke Watson getting in there and wrangling the new quarterback, Patrick Brennan, behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of about a few yards.
Yep, we knew that both these guys have been battling in camp, and Patrick Brennan getting a little bit of work here. Hunter Lambert started this game. 3rd down and a long 11 here. Desert Hills leading 10-7. 5:10 left in quarter number 2. Man in motion, sprint out pass, and flings it in the flat. It's broken up. Broken up nicely, no flags. Turnbow jumped the route and tipped it away.
And had a rollout, had pretty good protection, threw a tight ball, but it was just in triple coverage. And the receiver was unable to go up and wrangle it over 3 Thunder players.
Ball wasn't thrown too bad, but you had 3 defenders there covering 1 Ram.
Yeah, good knockaway by Turnbow.
It's Braxton Turnbow. It was a Turnbow brother. He's the older brother. He's the junior. Austin is the sophomore. You can kind of see Coach Murdoch light up Monday in our Region 9 football media day when he talked about those 2.
That's right.
Kick is away, and it's Turnbow that can't get to it, so has to retrace his steps, then finally get it, and he's tripped up at the 11-yard line. A little bit of a mistake there in special teams, and they're going to take over deep in their own territory.
Yeah, I've had 2 dangerous special teams play kind of in a row after that kickoff. There was a pooch they almost let Highland fall on. This time, he lets the punt go past him, and then the quarterback, Patrick Brennan, on punt coverage, gets down, gets to his legs, and great coverage. This will be a long field for Coach Murdoch, the longest one of the night.
But Offense, obviously. Chance to do their thing. They've shown they can move the ball, Andy.
Yeah, you know, Wilstead, his first drive is probably his best one so far tonight. They've got to figure out a way. Highland's made some adjustments, but they got to figure out a way to keep getting it to Mortensen. He's so strong working in the middle of the field, and they haven't been able to run it at all, regardless of who they've been handing it to.
Run off that left side to Ford. Ford shoots out of there. 10-yard pickup for Ethan Ford.
And just as I say that, their best run of the night, just a straight handoff, had a lead blocker off tackle left, and he'll get a close to a first down, I thought. Maybe just. No, they're going to give it to him. 1st and 10 for Ethan Ford. Nice little spurt run there for the little man.
After this play, we'll get you another Region 9 update from Snow Canyon and East, brought to you by Hearst General Store in just a second. Another run, flag flies, nothing doing. Back to the original line of scrimmage, and that is it. Andy, get this. Snow Canyon, Beathers takes an 83-yard kick return with 8:26 left in the second quarter to cut the East lead to 18-7. And then East, on the ensuing kickoff, takes it 85 yards the other way to push the lead back up.
Holy cow. Sounds like Snow Canyon's is battling nonetheless.
And we'll see if we can see the tackle there on Wilstead and the flag on a hole. I couldn't tell where it was, where the guilty party was caught there in the trenches, but they'll back them up half the distance. It's going to be first down and about 17 here for the Thunder. They'll go trips to the near side. Single receivers, Golding to the far short side of the field. Wilstead's going to roll to the wide side, throw it, and Mortensen climbing the ladder, and he overthrew him. Too tall, incomplete.
Really good block there by Luke Watson to allow Wilstead to make another pretty good throw. He's got an arm. We know his talent and his bloodline. And he went up for the great catch, did Mortensen, just a little bit out of reach. 2nd and forever coming up.
Stats tonight brought to you by Wilkinson's. And the touchdown for Desert Hills, Wilstead hit Caleb Rogers on a 15-yard pitch and catch. Levy goes 80 yards on a run. And then Goulding had the field goal. That's your scoring recap. Remember, it's back as we've got penalties again on Desert Hills. They're going the wrong direction right now. They'll go half the distance to the goal and replay the down. Remember, it's back, everybody. The Holbrook Asphalt Big Score Dessert. When your Region 9 teams score 25 points or more, you head to Yogurtland after the game and ask for your free Holbrook Asphalt Dessert. 5 ounces. 5 ounces, Andy. You want more than that, you pay for it. But your first 5 ounces are free after the game tonight. And there's a screen, and it's caught. A little bit of room. Picking up maybe 3 yards. But still bottled up pretty good over there on that far sideline. And now it's going to be 3rd and long. 3rd about 20.
Yeah, breaks it up a little bit, gives Watson a shot. Pretty well read by that Highland defense. 3rd and long. See if they are aggressive here and try to throw forward, or if deep in their territory they just want to try to run it and punt it.
So 3rd down. And Wilstead out of the gun, looking to throw. Pressure comes, rolls to his right, buying some time, spinning out of it, and he is going to go down. He's thrown down, and they want the safety, but forward momentum was clearly stopped at about the 2-yard line, and Desert Hills is going to have no room at all to punt this football away. It's 4th down.
And it's a pretty big loss for Desert Hills. Going to make the punt more difficult, but you like Wilstead trying to do something here, but once, right about there for a television audience, just throw it out of bounds, because that's a dangerous place to take a tackle from a bunch of big guys, and the forward momentum will put them just inside the 5-yard line, but still a dangerous place to punt the ball for Desert Hills.
Sack is better than the pick, but you're right. If Wilstead rolling to his right, if he can get it to the original line of scrimmage, he's not going to get called for grounding, so it's like, get rid of that ball. And a shank. Golding shanked it. And Highland's going to have the ball at about the 12. No, they're still walking. And now he's going to walk back. And, yeah, it's going to be the 15, about the 15-yard line. Goulding had to go off the side of his foot.
Yeah, tough place to pooch it there as the punter. Pressure was on. his feet are on the back of his end zone, but everything is kind of switched right now. Highland, things are going right for them. They're making big plays on defense, and now got a shot to take the lead potentially in the red zone here for the Rams.
10-7, Desert Hills leading. Just 2 minutes, 33 seconds left on our Bloomington Country Club clock. Remember, Monday Night Football Party starting September 9th at BCC. We'll be there doing the show from 4 to 6 on ESPN 97.7. There's the run to Levy. Same play they scored on, and they do it again. Touchdown, 15-yard run, no flags, and Highland has the lead for the first time tonight.
And nobody was there once again on that left side. Everybody is sucked in, going right. It's almost like a reverse play, but just a straight counter, fake to the fullback, lead blocker there to fill that hole, and then all the safeties and everybody are going the wrong direction. Levy gets his second score of the night.
Ashton Olive was the guy that got that key block filling in the middle of the field that sprung him outside. Highland leading 13-10. Here's your Utah Gastroenterology extra point. And snapping kicker away, and it is up, and it is good. 14-10 on the one-loss scoreboard. And Highland has their lead finally with 2:28. Now 2-minute drill time. We'll keep it right here. How aggressive does Coach Murdoch and this offense want to be? I guess probably first game of the season. New RPI that's been talked about a ton. You got to win these preseason games if you want to get a better seed in the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, I think
try to move the ball.
Exactly, and I think judging on what he tried to do on 3rd and 18 or 3rd and 20, whatever it was, he was going for the first down. I anticipate with 2 minutes left, you've been working on your 2-minute drill all throughout summer and 7-on-7 and all that stuff. Now's the chance to do it real time. You've got all the confidence that you need in Logan Wilstead and how he's played tonight. Just 1 or 2 bad throws, but he's capable, obviously, of making big plays in a short amount of time. I think you got to be aggressive and pedal to the metal here if you're the Thunder.
And I love what I just saw from Damon Brunson. One of the coaches was talking to Kyer Goulding, and Brunson came over, gave him a little headbutt, and said, "Love you, bro. Let's go." He might have a chance to make a play later, but that bad punt really gave that short porch to Highland, and Levy for the second time scores the touchdown. Short kick, returnable by Watson. Watson takes a hit at the 20 and gets out across the 25. Got a couple yak yards there. And not bad field position, but certainly not like they had most of that first quarter where Desert Hills on their first 3 drives of the night was starting at the 43-yard line on average. Last 2 drives, they probably on average started at about their 16.
Yeah, good for Watson. Good return. Not the fastest guy on the team, but loves contact. Lowered his shoulder. Was able to get some more yards on the return because of it. And now 2:19 left on the clock for Wilstead.
Plenty of time. Twins are to the near side. Out of the gun. And they're going to run it up the middle. And there is nothing on the ground tonight for Desert Hills. They are a minus. Well, that's not true. Wilstead had a couple quarterback runs that might have them positive rushing yards, but still, their running backs don't have any yards tonight.
And not super eager for the next play. They kind of bunch up a little bit, then spread it back out. The clock is under 2 minutes left. They got plenty of time, but still looking at their wristbands here. Second down.
Tonight's game brought to you by Appliance Wholesalers Plus. Maybe a playmaker play of the game coming here. We'll be awarding that in our post-game show. We'll also be sending out the Dad's Trucking Player of the Game all season long. Dad's Trucking back again for their 16th straight year, bringing you the player of the game. And that last pass incomplete out in the left flat as Wilstead led him a little bit too far.
Yeah, a little low and wide to Golding, who was frustrated after that play. Besides kind of the run-pass options and that strike he threw in the end zone, some of the straight drop-back stuff, the timing just hasn't been there in this first half.
Timeout.
For Wilstead.
Timeout brought to you by Intercap Lending, and we'll take it with 1:36 left on the clock. 30-second timeout. We'll be right back. Highland leading Desert Hills 14-10.
Hey guys, how are you today?
Good.
I'm here to talk about how with technology you can make amazing worlds. Come with me. My team and I groomed the Halo world to life.
Is that you?
That is me. I wasn't a math genius and I knew nothing about coding. But you guys do. You guys have the power to change things.
I want your job.
I want you to have my job.
Back live, Wilstead going to throw on third down. Pressure coming, throws it, and could have been intercepted off the fingertips of a Rams defender. Closest guy to get a mid on that was Josh Apgood, and that's going to bring up fourth down for Desert Hills with 1:29 on the clock and the Thunder trailing 14-10.
Yeah, dangerous late throw down the middle of the field. Cardinal rule not to break. He was getting pressure, though, was going backwards. He was just trying to get rid of it so he didn't get sacked. But credit Highland. They made some adjustments on defense. Have made it hard for Wilstead to complete passes, and they're putting pressure on him. They're right in his face. And Desert Hills forced to punt it now. Now Highland's going to have over a minute to try to extend their lead.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Highland up by 4. Get you a couple other Region 9 scores. Cedar is down 9-0 to Spanish Fork right now in the second quarter. Dixie and Springville tied 7-7. That game also in the second quarter. Crimson Cliffs, first ever points of the season in the first half. They lead Manti 7-0.
Wow.
Beaver all over Canyon View, 27-0. Don't have a score yet to report in Pineview and Ridgeline. And it's 26-7 right now, East leading Snow Canyon. Those are your Region 9 scores. Who will win Region 9 football? We put a poll up, Andy, and 45% of the votes went to Dixie. They were the media and the coaches' favorites. But, you know, Snow Canyon was actually second. Pineview was picked third from our listeners, and Desert Hills picked to finish fourth. The only thing that was different from our media poll was Pineview was picked second in poll, and our listeners on our website had them third, and so Canyon moves up a spot to number 2, and there's a nice tackle on that punt return. Goulding didn't miss that one. A good boot and an immediate tackle, and Highland with 1:21 on the clock will take over at their own 33-yard line.
Textbook kick with a little bit of hang time for a rugby kick, just enough for Jake Buckway to get down there and cover it up. Great tackle.
14-10, late first half. Again, coming up, we'll have the halftime show presented by InfoWest. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson with you here on 97.7 ESPN. Also on CEC TV tonight. Get home tonight, you got TDS cable. You can go to channel 108 or channel 22, catch the action. Or if you don't, you can watch this online tonight, sportsradio977.com. Pitch. The toss is going to turn upfield. Finally, they swarm it after a gain of about 7 yards out near the 40-yard line.
We've seen a couple true sweeps from Highland, but that might be the first or maybe just second time we've actually seen a triple option fake and then getting it out to the pitch man on the pitch, and it was successful for him on that near sideline.
They did get out of bounds, so the clock stopped. 1:12 left to go. Second down. Long 3. Ball on the 39. And it's back to the starting quarterback on this sequence here. That is Hunter Lambert. Lambert's going to throw. And he's got a wheel route and just leads him too far. Was trying to find Ashton Oliva and couldn't bring it in. Sophomore had a step on the defense.
I think a great call on 2nd and 3 or 4. Catch him off guard with a little rollout. Kid was open, just passed a little bit too far.
You got 2 quarterbacks that have been battling all camp long, leading up to this game tonight. We've seen them both a little bit.
You can tell Lambert's getting more comfortable with his the stuff he has to do behind the line of scrimmage, handoff fakes and stuff like that before he throws it. Now he's going to go counter right.
And the handoff is to Olivout. And nice little gain out near the 45 of Desert Hills before he's finally driven down. They keep pushing, and they're going to mark him all the way down to about the 40-yard line, just outside the 40-yard line. We'll call it the Thunder 41, and still 59 seconds and ticking on the clock, and he's still a lot of time for Highland here.
Yeah, once again, another kind of reverse type of play where all the action's going left. They handed it around right, and for a first down for Highland. Kind of getting their mojo going with their offense.
They'll break the huddle. They got to go quick, though, here, down to 38 seconds. 1st and 10.
I was curious. They used the timeout before a punt return, and now they've let so much time go off, and then they call a timeout. They'll have one left with 37 seconds left. But
yeah, obviously, clock usage there, not ideal, but still got time to maybe get into field goal range or take a couple shots into the end zone. You know, you rush that play, make a mistake, and it could go the other way. So not the worst thing in the world, but certainly not midseason form with the clock management.
yeah, the issue is the bulk of what you want to do is gaining yards, and what they have been doing is running it. And, you know, that you tackled in bounds, the clock's going to keep going. You have to waste your last time out potentially out of the red zone. So the big challenge here for Highland to figure out how to keep that clock stopped with about 41 yards to go to the goal line.
Coach Nunley, the last to come off the field. Got Doug Roberts, one of the assistant coaches. Coach Shane Morrison helping out. Coach Murdoch, among others. Brennan's going to throw. Nice little design, spin out. Pass is complete. Caught. Hunter Oliveo with the catch again. And they've tried to get Oliveo a lot of work here in this 2-minute drill. They do stop the clock while they move the chains. Clock stopped at 25.2. And now the official will wind the clock. Knocking on the Team D Auto Sales red zone is Highland leading 14-10, and they're going to spike the ball to stop the clock.
And it was a really nice play, and I thought he went through his progressions, waited, got around the rush, and delivered a really good ball. But the receiver's got to get out of bounds in that situation to kind of spin back inbounds, and was fighting for extra yards. But in this situation, clearly they wanted him to get out of bounds, and now they have to waste it down. But 18 seconds, confident offense on the 24-yard line. Highland's got to be feeling pretty good, still with a timeout in their pocket.
Region 9 update for you, and it is Hunter Knight with the interception with seconds left in the first half. So Springville did score, though, and they lead Dixie 14-7. Game over on 94.9 FM. Brennan going to throw. Looking across the middle, has a man, touchdown. Little improv there, and touchdown. Hunter Lambert connects for the touchdown from outside the 20-yard line.
And Lambert's footwork, his delivery on this ball, goodness gracious. He starts looking left, looks down two guys in his progression, then goes back to the middle, doesn't hesitate, and just throws a strike right on the numbers for the touchdown. Great play by Lambert, his best of the night.
Oliveo with the touchdown reception there from Lambert. And here is the Utah Gastroenterology extra point. It's up and good, and just like that, 21-10. Highland has scored 21 unanswered, and they have taken the lead.
Yeah, Desert Hills is going to be thinking, what happened? We started this game with tempo, so in sync offensively, and then Highland just completely turned it around. They've been able to get yards running the ball finally off the edges, and then Lambert's proven that he can make big plays throwing the ball. I mean, this is his first varsity start, and they're trusting him to throw it down the middle of the field, and his receivers are paying off for him. So Highland, pretty impressive second quarter for the Rams to have an 11-point lead right now with only 13 seconds to go in the second quarter.
Keeping it right here, obviously, just 13.4 seconds on the Bloomington Country Club clock. Check out their memberships. They have social memberships, full equity memberships, and everything in between. See why you belong at BCC. And home to our Monday Night Football parties starting September 9th with a doubleheader. We'll have all the games right here on 97.7 ESPN. We'll have all the Raiders games. Second year we've been a Raiders affiliate with them moving to Las Vegas starting the 2020-2021 season. Kickoff here. Can the Thunder get a good return? Turnbow going to take it left. Has a little crease. Gets the sideline. And then gets out of bounds out near the 40-yard line. Desert Hills about, they'll mark at the 41. So 59 yards away from a touchdown. Probably about 39, 40 yards away from getting into field goal range. But a good return by Turnbow.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they just run it out or if they try to maybe get one quick play for a chance for a Hail Mary if they can get enough yardage for Wilstead.
Thunder do have one timeout. So if they can get something, you know, and then tuck out of bounds, use 3 or 4 seconds, get, 20, 30 yards, maybe you try a deep field goal, but maybe they just set up the Hail Mary, try something quick to the boundary here, would be my guess. They're going empty. Wilstead's going to run a quarterback draw up the middle. He's going to get out of bounds, stop the clock with no time on the clock. No time on the clock. I thought maybe there was a few tenths left, but they didn't stop it, and that'll do it for the first half. Andy, give me your thoughts as Highland on the road leads 21-10 over Desert Hills.
Well, I thought offensively, Desert Hills looked so sharp in their first few possessions. I thought Wilstead got a little sloppy in the last few, trying to force things, throwing it late down the middle of the field, being out of sync with his receivers a little bit. They're going to work on that, obviously, in the locker room. But Highland got punched in the mouth, came back out, stuck to their guns, ran their offense, scored that way, but also scored not running their offense, having Lambert drop back and throw passes and stuff like that. So that offense has got to feel really good after a tough first 3 possessions where they didn't go anywhere. They've been able to come back and take the lead here going into the locker room.
All right, we'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll fire up the InfoWest halftime report. Again, on the one-loss scoreboard at intermission, Desert Hills trailing Highland 21-10. We'll take a 3-minute timeout and bring you our halftime festivities when we return.
Take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
Your daughter is having trouble learning French. Do you A, hire a tutor?
Bonjour.
B, enforce a French-only rule at home? Or C, watch some foreign films? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM.
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West, set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
Hey guys, how are you today?
Good.
I'm here to talk about how with technology you can make amazing worlds. Come with me. My team and I bring the Halo world to life.
Is that you?
That is me. I wasn't a math genius and I knew nothing about coding. But you guys do. You guys have the power to change things.
I want your job.
I want you to have my job.
Welcome back. InfoWest halftime show. Highland leads Desert Hills 21-0 at halftime. Appreciate InfoWest. They're the internet people. Check out their speed burst and family safe options at infowest.com. Well, we're bringing in the third member of our crew tonight, Rustin Burnside, who's been down on the sideline. Desert Hills looked in sync on offense the first few possessions, got the lead 10-0, and then Highland just turned things around, found their offense, and scored big.
Well, and from what I can see down there on the sidelines, the Thunder defense came out incredibly strong, also holding Highland to very little yardage their first couple possessions. And there are two plays that come to mind that really hurt this defense. There's obviously the 80-yard gashing run by Highland that kind of got the Rams back into the game, and then the recent touchdown pass before half from Lambert to Olivejo. Other than those two big plays, the Thunder defense has been great. They've looked good, especially in the trenches. Highland's run game hasn't necessarily been able to get going, but Desert Hills is just giving up big plays. They're not giving up a lot, but when they do, they give up a lot of yardage.
Yeah, their defensive line has been stout. Their linebackers filling and making plays between the tackles. It's just a couple of plays on the counter, and then the great passes by Lambert that last series. He looked like a drop-back passer, not an option quarterback, throwing it late down the middle after going through a couple progressions for the touchdown there to give them the 21-10 lead. But Highland's got to be feeling good about themselves. But Desert Hills, they're not out of this one.
No.
Wilstead came out. He's shown he's in sync with his offense. That run-pass option was great with Mortensen. He just hasn't been able to put it together the last few possessions, throwing it late, being out of sync. One receiver goes one way, he's thinking he's going the other way. First game stuff that they're going to be hammering out in the locker room right now.
Well, and I've only seen Logan Wilstead go down once. Is that correct? Has he only been sacked once?
Yeah.
I mean, he stayed relatively clean behind this newer offensive line. The Thunder O-line has looked solid. Wilstead, other than the interception deep in Rams territory, has looked good. He's been elusive. He's been able to sidestep the pressure. He's been able to make the right throw. He had one down here at about their own 30 where he sidestepped the incoming Highland Rams defense, threw a nice little pass. Unfortunately, overthrew Jace Mortensen a tad bit, but the looks are there.
Yeah.
Desert Hills more than not looks like a very competent football team who deserves to be in this game. It's just those 2-3, if you count the interceptions, mistakes that are really killing the Thunder, because Highland is a good football team. They're favored to win their region. They don't panic when they get down, as we witnessed.
Right.
Desert Hills getting out to a big lead. They're composed, and now it's time for the Thunder to come out of the half and be composed themselves.
Another challenging storyline tonight was the running game. Obviously, Keenan Tafua was out the first half. We're expecting him back in the second half to play a little running back and linebacker. Kavaka was banged up a little bit. They had to bring in the backup, and they just haven't been able to get anything going really running the ball. That's going to be something that hopefully will improve for the Thunder with Tafua coming back. We're going to take a quick break on our InfoWest halftime show. 1 minute break. We'll be back with some score updates from Hearst Ace Hardware as well as some Wilkinson statistics. Stay with us. 1 minute break. Desert Hills trails 21-10 to the Highland Rams.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Okay. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this. I need a one dance. And this.
Oh, really?
Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
Your son wants to get a cat, but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself?
I'm going to keep it just because I got to have it. I don't think I got a cord. Okay, cool.
B, make the best of it.
C squared equals 25.
Good job.
Or C, find a loophole. When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back. InfoWest Halftime Report. Devin Dixon back in the broadcast booth with Andy Thompson. Appreciate some sideline perspective from Rustin Burnside. And Andy, you and Burnsy will be back a little later tonight, not just breaking down this game, but Region 9 wrap-up show on ESPN Radio. We'll wrap up the entire slate of Region games, and we'll get you some scores right now. All the games are right around the end of the second quarter or halftime right now. Let's get some highlights from the first half for our radio audience. We'll kind of re-describe them. Early on, Highland was having trouble running the football. Defense was swarming for the Thunder.
Yeah, the defense, John Stokes at the middle linebacker position. Of course, Jace Mortensen there with a big catch down the middle of the field, gets them inside the 5-yard line. And I think they had to settle for the field goal on that drive. But, you know, I thought Logan Wilstead was great, especially you can tell he's got a bunch of moxie. He's got a connection with Mortensen. And the Rams finally kind of got it going offensively after being stalled out. Here's a couple more good throws from Mortensen on the drive down to the south end zone, and then a strike here on 3rd down, his best throw of the night for the score.
And that was huge. Wilstead firing it to Caleb Rogers. After Rogers had one kind of go through his hands a couple plays before that, redemption there, showing you the sticky hands, but then boom, 80 yards, Levy just outruns everybody. And that really sparked Highland. They're down 10-0. They get that score, cut it to 10-7, and then they went on to score 2 more touchdowns, and that's why they have the lead at the half. And we'll see him here in just a second. More of that counter out of the wing tee, and Levy again with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Yeah, those were the 2 big plays running the ball that Highland had. Everything else kind of in the middle was bunched up. They weren't able to go very far, but here's Lambert right before half throwing a strike down the middle to his receiver after looking off a couple other guys, looking off the safety and getting it past Austin Turnbow.
Yeah, and that was Ashton Oliveo with the touchdown reception there to give Highland a 21-10 lead at the half. Halftime highlights brought to you by Wilkinson's. Wilkinson's unique place to shop. Lights, fans, home decor, and more. We don't have the exact stats, but a really good, efficient half for Wilstead. Wilstead unofficially, by my count, 8 of 14, over 100 yards and 1 touchdown. Was sacked, but did not make a mistake. No turnovers, which is key for the senior quarterback.
Yeah, he had a good half. It started out really strong. I think Highland made some adjustments on some of the option plays with the run-pass option that made it more difficult for him. Throwing it out to the edges has been a struggle timing-wise. He threw that beautiful pass that we saw in the highlights to Caleb Rogers, but he'll get there. I mean, running the ball, I thought he had a pretty scrappy first half. They'll probably have to go back to more of that because the run game to the running backs on the zone read when he gives it hasn't been going anywhere. He's going to have to keep it more and do it himself a little bit as well as throw.
We're inside our halftime report brought to you by Wilkinson's. Let's get you some score updates from around the region. Even if we're not bringing you your favorite Region 9 team, we always try to keep you with scores on social media and on our broadcast. It's brought to you by Hearst General Store, Hearst Ace Hardware, corner of Boulevard, Bluff, St. George. 16-3, Spanish Fork is leading over Cedar High School at the half. Here, of course, it's 21-10. Desert Hills trailing Highland at the half. Juab over there in Hurricane leading the Hurricane Tigers 21-6 right now at the half. Also at half, Springville leading Dixie 14-7. No surprise there that that's a one-score game.
Yeah, always close between those two. A little lower scoring than maybe some anticipated at the half, but there's going to be fireworks in the second half. There always is when the Red Devils and Flyers go at it in week 1.
Also, Snow Canyon's offensive line is not allowed a sack yet as of late in the second quarter, but East scored with about 1:20 left in the half, and then there was an onside kick, and then right before the half, East was leading 33-7. And a 60-yard TD pass that Fry threw comes back. It was called back on a Snow Canyon holding penalty. So maybe could have had a chance to get it a little closer there. But so often you see that, Andy, first week of the season, some penalties that you got to clean up as the season moves forward.
Yeah, it's always a little rusty, out of sync on that first week. They're playing East, who's one of the best teams in the state. Heck of a way to start the season. But they're battling. They're able to put up a special team score. It sounds like Landon Fry's thrown it a little bit. So they'll hopefully regroup and maybe make it a little closer in the second half.
All right, let's take another 60-second timeout. When we come back, we'll talk second half adjustments and have the kickoff. Desert Hills will get the first touch of this game after deferring to start this game at the half, Desert Hills leads 21-10. I'm searching for a Pineview score at Ridgeline. Haven't seen one yet. Rustin, do you have a score for us? 28-24, Pineview leading Ridgeline that game. A shootout between those two teams. So those are all your scores. Crimson Cliffs also lead 7-0 last report over Manti in their first ever game. And Canyon View's getting handed at, what was it, 27-0 last score report over Canyon View. Back in 60 seconds. Okay, give me the scores. East leads 30 over Snow Canyon.
I'll take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
What was it? 16-3.
There is a place where rocks bleed, and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden teak holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents, and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, where conquest is captivating.
Oh my
and the
gosh.
score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
The first halftime chat of the new season.
Well, I think he probably got his receivers together and his offensive linemen. I mean, he had a lot of people to talk to, but the offensive line, as far as just a straight power handoff play, are not getting much push. Now, Highland's a big team. They got big interior linemen, but there's been nothing going up the middle running the ball for Desert Hills. And if it's going to have to be Logan Wilstead running around like crazy, making plays, throwing the ball, trying to run it himself, it's going to be a long second half for the Thunder. Trying to keep my eyes peeled for number 27, Kina Tafuo, who I believe is expected to play in the second half. He'll be a godsend to them. Running the ball also on defense as they try to slow down this Rams running offense.
That's a huge boost getting Tafuo back. Now, reports were he missed practice for family reasons, but anytime you miss a practice, coach has a policy, you miss some time, and that's why Taufua did not play in the first half from what I understand. Obviously, though, they were stuck in reverse/neutral most of that half in the run game.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, whether it was Ford, who's one of their quicker scat back types, or the other guys, EJ the sophomore, Kavaka, nobody was able to get many yards. Ford had one for about 10 in the second quarter, but they need to have a balanced attack, and right now it's all kind of Wilstead trying to heave it. Had a lot of third downs in that second quarter, a lot of third and longs after penalties and taking sacks and stuff like that. So they've got to figure out a way to get more third and manageable and not even face that down because it's been a struggle for them.
21-10. They did put a little bit of a warm-up period back on the clock, so we got about 60 seconds. Desert Hills, again, will receive the second half kickoff. Andy, what do you think of the scores right now? Pineview's in a dogfight. Crimson Cliff's first ever game they're winning. Dixie's down 7 at the half.
Yeah. Feel great for
Canyon View
Crimson.
Cedar losing.
Yeah, feel great for Crimson Cliffs. Feel horrible for Canyon View. I think it's down 53-0 to a very physical Beaver team, a lower classification team, but a team that's used to winning. Feel bad for Coach Sawyers. Hopefully they'll be able to put some points up on the board in the second half. But I think that Springville game will go down to the wire. It's only a one-score game apparently right now. Pineview in a close one. Nolan Perry had that one, a 21-point differential with Pineview atop that one. But it's been seems like a dogfight between them and the Riverhawks so far.
Second half about to get going. Thanks to the internet people at InfoWest bringing you our halftime conversation, and by Wilkinson's. Wilkinson's located over there next to Fiesta Fun. Lights, fans, home decor, and so much more. See why so many contractors, homeowners all shop at Wilkinson's. And coming up second half, we got to keep our eyes on a couple of awards we got the always fun debate on who is the Dats Trucking player of the game. Right now, it's probably Jace Mortensen for Desert Hills, I would say. Also, we'll name an Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game. Both our awards in our post-game show. Remember, if we get over 25 points tonight, everybody can go to Holbrook Asphalt Big Score Dessert at Yogurtland after the game. Kickoff receiving it is Turnbow. Turnbow out across the 20. Finds a little daylight to the 30, to the 40. And the kicker got him out of bounds at about the 46-yard line, but an excellent return for Turnbow.
And Kina Tafua already making his presence known on the first play of special teams. He makes a good seal block here on the right side to help spring Turnbow a little bit. I love the pizzazz of these Turnbow kids. Getting out of bounds, celebrating, having fun out there, and making big plays.
And so great starting field position. That was the case when Desert Hills led 10-0. Their average field position, they started about the 44. And then they had three more possessions that they started inside their own 20 and didn't score on any of them. Now they're out at the 46-yard line, and handoff is to Kina Tafua, and he's going to get positive yardage, pickup of 1.5, almost 2, depending on the spot. I'm going to give him 2 on that carry. That's the longest run from a running back tonight, by the way. The only one that had a longer run. Well, Ford might have, but he's been playing. He started at the slot position.
Yeah, right. He's had big, Kina Tafua had big Lotulele lay on him a little bit after that play. Big fella.
One play into the second half. Second down, and we'll call it 8. It's a draw to Tafua, and Tafua is going to surge ahead, and he's going to get another positive gain, and it's going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Thunder.
And you can tell the energy difference at that running back position. This is a 3-year starter for the Thunder. He gets it, and he's going right away, quick feet, and gets him to 3rd and 3 or 4 here.
Ase Mahina there with a really good tackle, though, on Kina Tafua. 10:51 to go, 3rd quarter. Thunder down by 11 points, but put a little drive together, but a big 3rd down, and they hand it off to Kina Tafua, and he is bottled up and driven back and loses a yard. And that is Mahina again, among others, for the Rams defense.
Yeah, that left side just totally collapses. Nobody blocks him. Comes downhill from the backside and gets a little help from an interior lineman, but nowhere for Tafua to go. And it looks like another 4th down where Murdoch's going to try to go for it.
Marion Lotulele was that interior lineman that you were alluding to, big 57. Wilstead's going to throw, 4th down, and he's going to dump it, and it's complete to Goulding. A little shake and bake, tries to get to the outside, got an extra yard or 2. It's a pickup of 10, and that's a fabulous Freddy's.
1st down, and it's a confidence builder between those two. Golding and Wilstead were not in sync in the first half. It was getting frustrated for Golding, but now on a 4th down, huge play down by 11 points here in the 3rd quarter to go for it on 4th down at the 50, but Wilstead delivers. Beautiful throw to Golding.
High school football brought to you here in the 3rd quarter by Sports Clips. It's good to be a guy. Check out your 2 Sports Clips here in St. George. Wilstead looked to throw. Now he's going to tuck and run right up the middle, and another positive play for the Thunder offense just outside the 30 down to about the 31-yard line on a quarterback run that gets 8 yards by Logan Wilstead. They like to call him Willie, and Willie was looking pretty good right there. Tucked it early, Andy.
Yeah, it looked to me like a 5-wide, run verticals, and the Madden play. There is a flag down on the field, but Wilstead was able to get a big gain there on 1st.
See if that play stands. One of the other things we're doing this year is we teamed up with Intermountain St. George Acceleration to pick the inspirational moment of the night. It could be a clutch moment. It could be a key call from the coach. It could be and then we'll announce that. They're going to wave off the flag. We'll announce that winner in our Region 9 wrap-up show later on tonight. But maybe mark that 4th down when they got 10-yard hookup between Willie and Goulding as a key play, a key moment. So, 1st, and here we go. Wilstead looking to throw. Underneath, complete. Ford brings it in, and that's going to move the chains.
And that's Ford's first catch, I think, down the field. And another strike by Wilstead to a contested receiver. And just a straight drop back. Hopping a little bit in the pocket. And beautiful throw.
9:16 to go here, quarter number 3. Kina Tafua going to take it off that right side, and he'll pick up 2. So starting to get a little bit of traction in the ground game with Tafua playing here in the second half.
Yeah, I guess the difference we're seeing is there's still a bunch of Rams waiting for him, and they're doing a good job holding their gaps, but the difference is instead of a 0-yard gain, he's got enough physicality in him to push forward and grind out a couple yards on first.
So second down and 8. Wilstead split backs forward and Tafua. Mortensen goes in motion. They're going to run to Tafua. Tafua gets the edge and turns it upfield down near the Team Auto Sales red zone. Just shy of the 20 goes Tafua. Another pickup of about 4.
And he takes one hard on the knees as well. He's going to get the edge here forward with a pretty good block. And good forward momentum once again by Tafua.
Levy went low. That's how you tackle a big back like Tafua.
Great
Levy
job.
coming in from the corner, going low and chopping the legs out. So third down and about 5. Play action. Wilstead scampering. Cuts back, still weaving. Breaks a tackle, turns it upfield, 10, 5, touchdown Wilstead. Wilstead with his feet this time, his second touchdown of the night. He kind of held the ball out. He's going to get flagged for it, I think.
Yeah, unnecessary, but you see the star power ability of Wilstead to go inside and out, do a zigzag, and get to the end zone. Couldn't help himself, but taunt a little bit there going over the goal line. But he's going to go around left, looking for people. Golding, I thought, could have spurted out a little bit to make himself open. Breaks a tackle there and gets to the goal line untouched from about the 15 in, showing off the speed, Logan Wilstead.
That touchdown obviously good, but they're going to call unsportsmanlike for him holding the ball out as he was crossing the 2, the 1, and then into the end zone. Little showmanship there. Obviously, confident player. First rushing touchdown of the season. He'll learn from it. Coaches will chat with him about that. And now the PAT is up, and it is good. It somehow got 10 feet up over the crossbar. If that was 10 feet high, it was 10 feet
10
1
foot 1
inch. Oh, my goodness. Golding does get the Utah Gastroenterology kick to go through to cut it to 21-17. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Thunder take the opening drive and score. Willie with the touchdown run, and we'll be right back.
Your daughter is having trouble learning French. Do you A, hire a tutor?
Bonjour.
B, enforce a French-only rule at home? Or C, watch some foreign films?
No.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's
Or
okay.
no,
because
let me
you
see.
don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
You tweet it. And we're back. Great opening drive. Set up by a nice Kyer Goulding kick, that was Turnbow with the kick return. Desert Hills started that opening drive in the second half at the 46, marched it right down the field. Huge spark getting Kina Tafua back after not playing in the first half. Coach's decision. And now Desert Hills has cut it back within 4 and still 8:02 left here in the third quarter. And here's the kick by Goulding. High end over end kick. It's going to be returnable at the 20. And going to have a little room out across the 30 and then taken down at the 32. So the Rams will start at the 32. Special teams tackle made there by number 9 for Desert Hills. I believe that's the sophomore, Jacob Wilkins. It was number 7 for the Thunder. My apologies. That's Hiram Burgoyne. Nice tackle by Burgoyne. And he's a junior. And here come the Rams. Up by 4. Up movement. Left tackle there. Moved. D.N. Stokes popped in. And Stokes is hoping they're going to call the false start, and they do. 5-yard penalty against the Rams.
They've been pretty crisp offensively as far as procedure stuff.
Well, you know what's funny there is Desert Hills started to go, but they hadn't gotten into the neutral zone, and then the left tackle flinched. If he stays put, that's offsides.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that, though. trying to get a block. There's a run right up the middle, and that is number 8, White.
His best run of the night. Finally has a little daylight to go right up the middle with a guard leading him past the linebackers for a good gain.
Yeah, about 6-yard pickup for Kobe White. And the Rams taking their time in the huddle. Two teams contrasting styles. We talked about that back at our St. George Topper pregame show. Right now, anybody's game, though. And now movement again, and flags fly from both side judges. And
it seems to me like Highland, one of their locker room points was mix up the snap count a little bit. I think they've gone hard count a couple of plays this drive. I think that's a smart move. This time it gets them a first down.
yeah, I mean, and that's, you know, if you're a defensive line coach and you're the nose tackle, talking to your kid about that, we got the ball right in front of you. The ball did not flinch, and he just came into the neutral zone, made contact, offsides on the defense. Olivea is going to break out into the flat on a nice little run out of the wing tee, triple option. He's going to take it down inside the 10-yard line. Huge run, about 34-yard pickup, and now into the Team D Auto Sales red zone goes the Highland Rams.
And it's another counter play. That play is ran, I think, 4 times. Every time it's been run, it's been money for the Rams. Thunder have had no answer for it, and once again, it puts them down in scoring position.
Looked like Brunson might have been getting held a little bit, but no flags thrown. And here's a run right up the middle and into the end zone, touchdown for White. He plows into the end zone.
Lowers his shoulder, runs over the safety to cross the goal line, and Highland is, I mean, what a series. They're running the ball up the middle, around the edges with authority here. Wow. Big time run by Colton White.
And that is how you answer right back after the Thunder took the opening kickoff down the field. Highland answers with a quick drive of their own. That drive just took a little over 2.5 minutes, Andy. And here is the Utah Gastroenterology extra points up. It's good, and it's 27-17 with 6:38 left to go. Quarter number 3. Thunder will get the ball when we come back after this full timeout.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Si los amas como para reaprender ecuaciones, para poder enseñárselas, entonces los amas como para visitar en htsa.gov/protegidos y comprobar que van correctamente abrochados en el asiento trasero del auto.
Did we ever get the new Holbrook asphalts put in?
No.
These are old ones. And welcome back is Golding's going to get this kickoff return just outside the goal line, take it right back up the middle, out across the 25-yard line. And Desert Hills on the one-loss scoreboard trails 28-17. 6.5 minutes left to go. And both teams' offense look crisp out of the locker room.
Yeah, it's starting to look in the second half through a couple of possessions. We might have a shootout here between an option running team and Desert Hills, who's letting it fly. Wilstead came out and threw 3 beautiful passes that last possession with a lot of confidence, ran around really well, obviously got that touchdown. He's playing great, and they need to keep scoring because that's exactly what Highland's doing.
Here is Wilstead. 2-back set out of the gun. Gonna give it, and that's Watson. And Luke Watson's gonna break into the open and turn it upfield and have nearly a first down.
Wow, Watson showing some burst on that left side. He's got Tafua blocking for him, who kind of pushes out the linebacker there. And a good burst, man, impressed.
Yeah, Tafua doesn't have to always get the ball to be effective. As you saw right there, getting a second-level block. And it is enough for a Fabulous Freddy's first down. 10-yard pickup by Watson. I think that's his first carry tonight. Thunder trailing by 9. Wilstead going to throw over the middle. Too tall for Morty. Morty was there, had a soft spot in the middle of the defense, but he overshot him.
Yeah, a couple of last times he's tried to throw to Mortensen. It's been a little bit high. That time the hole was a little bit smaller than it was in the first half. If Mortensen caught it, he would have been rocked by a safety. And it goes high.
28-17 our score. Still just halfway through quarter number 3. Out of the gun, Wilstead looking, flushes to the right a little bit. Now spins back, then goes deeper to the backfield. Now he steps up, looking to run. Ankle tackle, that won't happen. Spin move, that doesn't happen. But finally the pursuit from the backside gets him, and he'll end up losing a yard or 2.
And he wants to keep it alive. I respect that about Logan Wilstead. He never is going to throw it away. He just wants to make a play on every play, and this time just runs in circles for a while and ends up just a few yards short of the line of scrimmage.
You can see the athleticism for Wilstead. We saw it on that last touchdown run he had on that opening drive here in half number 2. Thunder student section trying to bring the Thunder. They're jumping. Stands are shaking here. Good crowd on hand tonight in the season opener for both schools. Third and 12. Wilstead steps up, and then the wave comes, and he is going to go down. He's sacked inside the 30. They'll mark it down at about the 27-yard line, and Desert Hills comes up empty on 3 straight plays.
And don't blame him for trying to keep it alive. It's third down. You're going to punt anyway. And watch Tafua just knock around the blitzer here, but eventually he gets him, and that's Mahina, who's had an awesome game for Highland on that left edge. He's been great.
A disruptor. Strong, physical, quick. I like Mahina's game. And Highland's secondary creating some coverage sacks, Andy. That is about the third time tonight where they've given enough time to get to Wilstead. Goulding's going to rugby it. And this is a good rugby-style kick. Fair catch is going to be called at the 37-yard line. Highland leading 28-17. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson with you. High school football brought to you by Intercap Lending. Rates are great right now. Intercap can handle any size loan for you to help you meet your loan options and needs. For all our Washington County residents, call for a free quote and quick mortgage approval at Intercap Lending, or stop by their River Road location.
Tafua going in at middle linebacker for Kavaka, who's still limping. And Desert Hills has got to prove that they can stop those counters.
And the handoff, and it goes nowhere. That play bottled up and no gain on the play.
Just straight up the middle to Paul Clark, the fullback. And good push. And Phil there by Keena. Come up and make the hit.
It's been really Hunter Lambert at quarterback all night long. He's the senior. We saw a little bit of Patrick Brennan, the junior, in the first half, but haven't seen him at all since early second quarter, I believe it was. Great look at Keena. Obviously, if you're just tuning in, Thunder had a huge loss. Jaron Polu, their senior linebacker, phenomenal talent, hurt and lost for the season a little over a week ago. Run right up the middle, and Paul Clark's going to take it for positive yardage. Not going to be enough for a first down, but it'll set up third down and manageable.
Good job by Stokes taking on the tight end there, meeting him at contact, pushing him off, and then making the tackle.
Got half of what they needed on 2nd and 10, so it's 3rd and 5 for the Rams offense. Big play here for the defense to try to get the field position for their offense right back, down 28-17. See if Desert Hills can get off the field. Highland could be close enough to midfield here to be thinking 4-down territory. Wouldn't surprise me one bit if they go to that counter again.
Yeah, I agree with you, especially on this 3rd down.
7 in the box for the Thunder. Safeties are up tight, though. They're going to throw, and the pass is incomplete. Overthrown. Levy, the intended receiver, didn't get a clean release, and that's going to be 4th and 5. And now decision time for Highland.
He was pressured hard here by Cy Nunley coming in kind of on a delayed blitz. And no shot to complete that one. Well short of the intended receiver, who I thought was covered really well in the secondary.
Yes, Cy Nunley, this kid is going to be a player, just a sophomore. You'll see in number 21 flying around making plays. He's going to be an important part of this defense. Of course, his dad is the defensive coordinator. Pretty good kick here, driving Turnbow back. It gets over his head. And now Turnbow finally grabs it at the 9, makes the first man miss, and then dives ahead to get out to about the 14-yard line. Really good kick there. Nice special teams work by the Highland Rams.
Yeah, booming kick, and Turnbow's had some adventures back there trying to return these long punts. That time almost attempted to catch it over the shoulder, pulled his hands back, I think smartly, so it didn't tip off of his fingertips. But was able to.
Nalu Mack.
Wow.
Had some rough kicks early in the first half, but he's got it going right there. And the Thunder will start deep in their own red zone inside their 15-yard line here, trailing 28-17 with 2:24 on the clock. You're listening to season opener of Region 9 football, CEC TV, streaming on sportsradio977.com as well as on ESPN 97.7 FM, 1210 AM. And there's the seam route. Wilstead fires a bullet, and Mortensen is off to the races after he reels it in to the 20. Levy has an angle. 5, touchdown Mortensen. 86 yards. Willie finds Morty.
And what a play on first down. That's been their bread and butter. It worked for him all first half. This time they go for it on first down. Look at the patience by Wilstead after the fake. Waits for Mortensen to clear, and he runs past the safeties for the huge touchdown, putting them right back in this one, 23-28, PAT pending. But both teams have kind of had their play. For Highland, it's been the counter. For Desert Hills, it's that throw over the middle that time. Beautiful seam ran by Mortensen for the 86-yard score.
Big time play and a cramp. Not surprised. I wonder with the heat here in southern Utah. It's interesting, though. I heard that Highland came down. They wanted to give their kids kind of a college atmosphere and road trip. They came down last night. Stayed the night, had a walkthrough here on the field, getting used to the heat and the conditions. And that's the first cramp, I believe, I've seen. I'm guessing that's a cramp and an injury timeout.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Brought to you by our friends at Intermountain Sports Medicine. They provide the trainers throughout Region 9. Mr. Harris, new trainer here. Sean Norton took a job up north, longtime trainer for Desert Hills. Wish him well. Thank you, Intermountain Sports Medicine, and Dr. Grimes, Dr. Grames, and Dr. Millward for all their support. And, of course, all the trainers out there at all the football games across the state. Great job. Big job. Hot night here in southern Utah. Sun is finally set. We're under the lights here with 2:11 to go. Here's the Utah Gastroenterology extra point. It's been a little bit of adventure. The last extra point went 10 feet, 1 inch, and just got across the field goal. But it went in. See if Goulding can fire this one through. This one's a little higher, and this one is up, and it is wide, no good. He missed it, so it's 28-23. And we'll take a timeout. Full timeout. Thunder back in it, down 5, 2:11 left in the third quarter on ESPN Radio and CEC.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
That was actually tipped. A great shot there from our CEC TV crew, blocking the PAT. And there's the touchback into the end zone. And here come the Highland Rams, up 28-23. They'll set up shop at their own 20-yard line. But great shot again to get that replay for our radio audience. It was blocked. The PET was deflected, and that's why it didn't go through.
Yeah, great shot. I just thought he missed it wide, but still a 5-point game. Desert Hills did a good job last series against this Highland offense who's had so much success in consecutive possessions. They're going to try to figure it out again. I would be surprised if Lambert tries to throw it early here to catch him off guard on first or second down. They've done that a couple times tonight.
Snow Canyon got an interception to start the second half. Then they threw an interception, and then they got the ball back and threw another interception. So it's still 33-7 over there. Snow Canyon playing east, and there's nothing doing on that play as Colby White gets maybe a yard gain. We'll give him a yard gain. Other scores brought to you by, of course, First Ace Hardware. 14-14 Flyers and Springville. They're locked in a traditional good old-fashioned battle. That one's over on 94.9 FM if you want to jump back and forth on your radio dial. Juab leading 28-6 over Hurricane. Pineview still leading Ridgeline, but it's a shootout, 35-31, that one in the third quarter. And Spanish Fork beating Cedar 16-3. Crimson Cliff still up 7-0 on Manti. Here's a run off that right side. Surgeon had pretty good little push. And that is the other quarterback that's been inserted into this game.
Patrick Brennan. Yep. Getting his second or third series tonight.
And so 3rd down and 5. You give him about a gain of 4 yards there. 28-23. Be huge for the defense to get right back off the field. If you're looking at the field position and down distance, still 50 seconds left in the third quarter. And it's a one-possession game. Wing T. And looking to throw. Now looking to tuck and run. Breaks a tackle, surges ahead. He broke enough of that tackle to stay on his feet, take another step, and then dive forward to move the chains. That's a Fabulous Freddy's first down on 3rd and 5 for Highland.
Wow, good for Brennan making a play there. I was actually surprised when he was in the game because I thought Lambert had been playing so well, throwing the ball and running it, but pays off here. Having Brennan in makes the scrappy play for the first down.
Yeah, and Brunson coming back to make that tackle kind of flung him down, but the forward momentum was there. And this might not even need to be, there's enough time on the play clock. They don't have to snap it here. We'll see if they do. Down to 7 seconds on the game clock here in the third quarter. Yeah, Brennan's going to wait. That'll do it. End of 3. Good one here. Desert Hills and Highland. Highland leading on the road 28-23 on the one-loss scoreboard. You see some Thunder players putting 4 fingers up, and we'll have the fourth quarter when we come back on your Region 9 network.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Back live, and they'll stop play, and it's offsides on Desert Hills. Must have made contact. So not a good start to the fourth quarter there. Quick offsides by Desert Hills. And now 1st and 5 for the Rams at their own 32. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson with you. Coming up, we'll have the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. Hand out some awards. There's a run right up the middle. It's Brennan that stays in the game at quarterback for the Rams as he gives it, I believe, to White. It is White with the carry, and a good one for 2. And when you're 1st and 5, you can afford 2 yards a gain. You'll move the sticks.
Yeah, that's right. They showed another hard count that time on 1st down to get him the 5 yards. And Desert Hills has been moving. They're going to keep doing that and maybe save it for when it's a key situation on 3rd or 4th down later in this game. It's a close one, but Brennan still in the game at quarterback for the Rams.
40-7, got a score update. East has scored again on Snow Canyon. That game in the 3rd quarter. Levy gets the pitch outside, nowhere to go. Snow, everybody kind of collapsing there. I think Watson, the first Thunder to swarm to the football.
And credit the defensive call there by Desert Hills. Braxton Turnbow was coming from safety. He read it perfectly. It was a sweep left, and he came in and disrupted the timing of the sweep. But he's down. He looks like he's in pain, Double D.
9 minutes left in the game. Got another update. We got an injury timeout brought to you by Intermountain Sports Medicine. And
actually, maybe it looks like another cramp. They're trying to stretch it out.
Again, if you're just tuning in, I pulled into the parking lot here at Desert Hills High School. It was 107. Hot, hot, hot. Cooling off now, but still, this second half is where first game of the season cramps will start to set in. I was going to say, Manti just scored again, so Crimson Cliffs, who had a 7-0 lead at halftime, is now trailing 21-7 in their first ever high school football game. New school here in Region 9. Just got a report Cedar has scored. Garrett hits Payne. There's still 5 minutes left in the 3rd. So they've cut into Spanish Forks lead. It's just 16-10, so that's a one-possession game. Here, 11 minutes and a second. A single second on top of the 11 left, 28-23. Again, injury timeout brought to you by our friends at Intermountain Sports Medicine. Thank you, Intermountain Sports Medicine, for your continued support, keeping our athletes safe around Region 9. Triple option, but they're going to throw out of it. Pressure comes, hit as he throws. He gets it away, and it's a high leaping catch made down the seam in the middle of the field. That's number 80, I believe, and that is Max Still.
Wow, surprising play call. Turnbow was injured, so they have Golding back there playing safety. But what an incredible catch. His first target of the night to Still, and he goes up into the night sky and daggers it with 2 hands.
Looked
for
like
a huge first down.
Stills.
Yeah, right. What a catch.
So here come the Rams looking to push the lead back up to 2 possessions. Now we see that missed extra point kind of looming large. It's a 5-point lead right now for the Rams. 10-14 to go. Up the middle, Brennan keeps it. I believe he still kept it. And that's going to be a nice little gain down to the 30. I'm just guessing Brennan kept it because White kept trucking right through and nobody tackled him. And then Brennan kind of followed him. It's still a really productive play inside the Thunder 30.
Yeah, I like that little follow play with the lead blocker. And Brennan having a heck of a couple series here in a row for Highland.
Hey, Canyon View got on the scoreboard. They didn't get shut out. Scored a touchdown, Andy. There's a run, and it's going to be enough for a first down. Only needed a yard or less than a yard, and that'll move the chains. Fresh set of downs for Highland as they're marching deeper into Desert Hills territory. They'll spot this one down inside the 28.
And that time the counter play got him the first down, but Desert Hills was able to keep it from going much further. So that's a good sign for the Desert Hills defense. The bad news is we're under 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and they're still trailing 5 points.
Yep.
This 4th quarter's gone by fast. Excuse me, sorry, 9 minutes and 12 seconds. I was wondering what the heck I was looking at there.
And there's nothing there. Nice job by the point of attack there for Desert Hills. Is that Nunley coming up? I couldn't tell. White goes down. Oh, he fumbled it. That was Brennan that fumbled it, and everybody just jumped on top. Yeah, Nunley jumped over the top. A big 6'3" there for Desert Hills. The nose tackle was the first, and we'll get credit for that stop. Robbie Tangren, the sophomore. don't want to give up too much yardage. You maybe force a longer field goal to try to make it a 2-possession game or an 8-point lead. Rolling out, throwing down into the end zone. It's incomplete. Levy covered pretty good there by Burgoyne, and that throw was not. I don't know if he was even trying to fit that one in. He might have been just saying, hey, come back to the ball if you see it in time, because there was pressure coming by Tangren as he threw it.
Yeah, good coverage there by Burgoyne.
Guess he threw it where only his guy could kind of go get it there out in front. So, another big opportunity for this Desert Hills defense to bend but not break. Probably 4-down territory here. It's 3rd and 10. Ball at the 28 of the Thunder. Trying to keep him out of the Team D Auto Sales red zone. Again, looking for our DATS Trucking Player of the Game. Maybe somebody can step up, get in the running. Right now, Jace Mortensen probably our leading candidate for Desert Hills tonight. Roll out pass by Brennan, and it is broken up. Broken up at the last second by Connor Ashby, the junior DB. Looked like Levy had it in his hands.
A great delivery by Brennan, puts it right in the chest of the receiver, but credit Desert Hills closing on it, swatting away. They've been busy with their hands in the secondary. And once again, huge knockaway. We'll see now. I mean, Highland has confidence in either quarterback in long-distance situations to throw it. They've both thrown it, I thought, pretty well. And we'll see what they do here.
Yeah, going for it as of now. Line stays in. Some of the skill guys went over to the sideline. Now they'll come back. Probably got to hurry here. Thunder student body section chanting. Wing T. 2 receiver set. Pressure up the middle. And Brennan's going to run outside, and he's going to keep going up the sideline. Where did he step out of bounds? I think he got the first down and a couple more.
Oh, yeah, he got well over the first down, maybe 7 or 8 yards more. Tafua came in with the blitz, didn't quite get his hands on him, and Brennan makes another huge play with his feet on 4th down. Goodness gracious.
It was a great block late that got him an extra 6 or 7 yards to keep him in bounds. And now, fresh set of downs into the Team D Auto Sales red zone. Pineview.
What a pivot.
Highland looking to increase their lead. They lead 28-23, 8:08 left in this game. Run play, counter option, flag flies, and it'll pick up 3 or 4 yards, maybe 5, but we'll wait the flag.
What a pivotal play there on 4th down. Before this one, will be holding on Highland. It'll go be 1st and 20 now, but what a play by Brennan to save this drive deep in Thunder territory. But now, 10 yards more back. They can get a 1st down just short of, I think, the 3-yard line. So we'll see what they haven't been afraid to roll out and pass it. They haven't been afraid to let Brennan just drop back and throw it either. He's been throwing the ball pretty well. Credit the secondary of Desert Hills for being there spot for spot with the receivers of Highland. They'll come out with 1 wide right in their wing T formation. They'll fake it to the fullback. Brennan will keep it on that follow run once again. This time nobody there, and he's going to get in 4-6. What a drive by Patrick Brennan.
Yeah, really impressive stuff there. And, that's why they're playing both quarterbacks. Both quarterbacks bring a little something different to the table, and Highland increasing their lead 34-23, PAT pending.
And just great play calling, I think, this whole second half by Highland. They're keeping, I think, the Thunder on their heels a little bit. They're throwing it more. They're doing more diversified runs. And that follow play worked earlier on in the series and then came up huge on a 1st and 20 from about the 23-yard line. Brennan fakes the handoff and just follows in for an easy score and extends the lead now with the PAT. Looks like it's up and good. We'll make it a 12-point lead.
Yeah, it's good. Kick brought to you by Utah Gastroenterology. Don't forget that if you get a colonoscopy, it's the most effective way and most preventable form of cancer. Colon cancer, if it's detected early, is very treatable. That's why you need to go see Utah Gastroenterology. Take a 30-second timeout, 35-23. Highland on top of Desert Hills on ESPN Radio.
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West, set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
And again, looking for our Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the game. Also looking later tonight, because we'll have our Region 9 wrap-up show for our Sports Clips MVP. Returnable kick. Golding's going to go outside. Now go back to the middle. Tripped up around the 30. Falls forward about the 33, 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for Logan Wilstead and the Thunder.
And the Thunder got to kind of be in a pseudo 2-minute drill here with just 7 minutes left and trailing by 2 scores. Try to get that quick score. Of course, their first play is to look for Mortensen down the middle, which got them the home run last time. But I'm sure Highland is going to try to make that adjustment because that's been working for Desert Hills over the course of 3 quarters.
1st and 10. Golding's going to sprint out to the short side of the field, the far side. Thunder working right to left in your radio dial. Trips to the near side. Of course, Mortensen in the slot. Haven't seen much of Ethan Ford in this game in the slot because they put him in the backfield. They throw a screen to him, but it's bottled up. Stopped dead in his tracks. Caught it, turned, spun, and there was number 19, Judd Gottschall, to make the stop on Ethan Ford, who's holding his leg.
Looks like another stretch out situation for a cramp on the left calf of Ford after the tackle by Gottschall.
Let's hope it's a cramp because that right foot kind of caught in the turf a little bit there on our television replay. And he's holding the right side. And maybe that plant did cause a little cramp. Intermountain Sports Medicine team out to check on Ethan Ford. Appreciate Intermountain Sports Medicine and their trainer, Mark Harris, who's now on assignment here with Desert Hills. And get the water out. It's hot out while they check on Ford. Ford's still down. Looks like he's in some pain. I know his Ethan's dad, Scott Ford, Ethan's younger brother played. Zach Ford, he'll be coming to Desert Hills coming up.
Yeah.
He's a freshman, but he played with my son all the way up. And I saw Scott was sitting kind of just down here, you know, eight or 9 rows up into the stands in front of us. Well, he's now walked down to the front of the fence. He's really interested on how this injury is for Ethan.
And Ford's now over on the sideline, sitting down and still trying to stretch out that left calf. He's having a couple teammates help him out.
Ford's an exciting player if you can get him in open space, just a junior. And now we go back to live action. Coach Mark Murdoch, slow walk over to the Thunder sideline, and now they'll set the ball ready for play. Clock will start, 7:14 and ticking. Wilstead out of the gun, looking to throw. Now he's flushed out, sets his feet, looking. Now he's going to reset, throw across his body. Find Golding down at the Highland 42-yard line. Nice job by Willie to keep that play alive and pick up the first down.
And great trust in his receivers like Golding that they know how this works. He starts running around back there, does Willie, and you've got to get yourself open like you're playing in the backyard in a turkey bowl. And Golding was able to do it that time for a big throw and gain here. Look, Wilstead wind up and gun one for another first down.
How accurate was that throw? A back across his body, momentum going
to
the sideline, and he fired it perfectly, right on the numbers to Golding. Wilstead going to pass again. Looking, double clutches, now finds Golding out in the flat. That's going to be a 10 and a couple more, 12-yard gain as he tries to break out to near the sideline and another first down.
Once again, he's standing flat-footed this time. He fakes it. He looks in the middle. It's not there. doesn't want to throw a pick, and then looks out to who's becoming a very trusty receiver this second half, and Kyer Golding, who's just standing out there by the numbers by himself.
Good job by Jacob Warner, that right tackle, to give Wilstead that time to check back out to that play. Read option. Wilstead keeps it, and he's going to get a couple. Probably the right decision not to give it to Watson there, and he's going to pick up 4, maybe almost 5 yards on the run.
Good job keeping it in there, making the end commit. He pulled it out the last second and was able to make it, was jerked down pretty hard there and awkwardly, but looks okay.
And still Wyman makes the stop for the Rams. Trips to the near side. Goulding, the lone receiver, set to the short side of the field, top of your screen. Fake to Watson, seam route, and Morty, this time they can't connect. Really a better job over the middle in coverage. That was kind of broken up by Giles. And it'll be second down at 10, and now we have another injured Ram, it looks like. Giles is the one that's slow to get up off the turf. And they're going to get him off the field on the far sideline. Now do you go right back to the middle? New player in the game, Andy?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to Justin Rai Hauti, sophomore safety.
Thunder third down. They needed Fabulous Freddy's first down. They're going to run a quarterback draw to Wilstead right up the middle. He got to get to the 21, and I think he did. I think he just got the 21, and that should be enough for a Fabulous Freddy's.
First down, and good call. Got to the line quick, snapped it, maybe caught him off guard just a little bit, and was reading his blockers there. Good job by the offensive line.
Go check out Fabulous Freddy's. Pink cookies are delicious. Splash drinks, edible cookie dough, fuel. Get 10 cents off when you get your car washed at Fabulous Freddy's, River Road, North Bluff, St. George. First and 10 Thunder, clock 5:08, 35-23. Desert Hills is trailing as they're into the red zone, and that's going to be Kina Tafua with a run of about a yard, and that's it. That's going to chew a little clock. I'll give him a gain of 2 with forward momentum there. Good pursuit from the backside by Highland. That was number 11, Ezra Abalos. Fake it to Tafua. Throw it over the middle, and it's incomplete. Goulding had the touchdown, but he couldn't secure the catch. He had 2 steps on the defense, and it's third down.
Had the read, pulled it out. The corner kind of came in and just for a second stepped up, and that left Goulding wide open. I feel bad for a drop kid like that right on his chest for a touchdown, but lets it go down.
You could see when he ran like he was going fade and then planted to that post,
Yeah.
the separation. He is so quick, but didn't secure the catch. Ford has come out of the locker room, back onto the field. He's still visibly limping. Wilstead now third down and 8. Flushed out of the pocket. Rolling to his left. And he's going to throw back shoulder. Now he's going to throw it away. Throwing it away. Incomplete. 4th and 8 from the 19 of Highland. And maybe the game on the line here with the Thunder down by a score of 35-23.
And you see Wilstead get around on the edge. I thought maybe down the middle there was a little bit more space, but he's running full speed left, and now it just comes down to this play. Obviously, number 22 is somebody they're focusing on. Jace Mortensen down the middle.
And now it's time for Peyton Williams and McGuire May and Ezekiel there. All those big beef guys. They got to give Wilstead time here. Got to go down the field. He's going to take a shot over the middle. Too tall, incomplete. Trying to find Caleb Rogers. And it's a turnover on downs for Desert Hills in the red zone of Highland.
And it was a good route. He just squatted right there at the sticks. Good play drawn up. And just a little high. I mean, threw it between 3 guys in a triangle for Highland who are around it, but plenty of space to make the catch. Just an errant ball.
So the Thunder turn it over on downs, and that was a big stop for Highland defensively. And now they can try to chew some clock, AT, as they're up 2 scores.
Yeah, they've been running the ball so well and have all the confidence in Brennan, too, quarterback who made some big plays. Actually, it looks like they're going to make a change and bring Hunter Lambert back in the game.
Yeah, Lambert is back under center. Wing T, give us to the fullback right up the middle. That is Paul Clark, excuse me. And he'll get 2-yard pickup on that fullback dive. You know, I'd say overall the Thunder have to be pretty pleased with the way they've stopped the dive tonight. It's been that counter Trey that's got them on a couple touchdowns. If you go back to Levy's runs in the first half, he scored twice on that counter.
Pretty cool scene on the sideline there. Logan Wilstead crossing paths with Kyer Golding, who dropped that pass and just gave him a hug. And, you know, Golding's had a great game, a great second half. It's too bad that happened to him. But
yeah, that was a touchdown if he reels it in. Now they're going to throw here, taking a shot on a little wheel route, and that looked like it was just off the fingertips. Maybe should have been caught by Ben Boren. And it's 3rd down and 8 for the Rams, and that'll stop the clock, Andy.
man, I like the aggressive calls, though, by Highland. Just extend. Don't just run it and punt it back to them. They're going for it because they know it'll be open, and it was, but Boren just couldn't make the play. Now it sets up a 3rd and 8.
Yeah, a lot of confidence in your defense. You know you got a
Sure.
2-score lead. You're going for the knockout punch right there.
Yeah.
And it was really there. That was not a bad throw by Brennan. Hunter Lambert, excuse me. Lambert in the game right now. New fullback they've got. And I haven't seen much of number 20, Nephi Hosea. Fake it to the pitch. Now roll out, throw it over the middle, and incomplete. Intended receiver was Ben Boren again. And now 4th and 8. The Thunder are going to get the ball back, and they didn't run much clock. 3:25 left here in this game.
Yeah, a couple passes in a row allows Desert Hills more time and to keep their timeouts, and still hope for the Thunder, even though some of the fans are making an early exit.
We'll talk stats brought to you by Wilkinson's. We'll get you all the Region 9 updates. We're also going to get you our Dad's Trucking Player of the Game and our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show as soon as we're done. And then we'll have a bunch more stuff for you in Region 9 wrap-up show, which will fire up. And Andy, you and Rustin Burnside will be breaking down all the games, final scores from around the region. Snap is good on the punt. Punt is away. Another good one by Mack. Lands at the 50. Kicks out of bounds at about the Thunder 46. And Logan Wilstead in the offense. Got to take some shots now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't anticipate a ton of RPO stuff just because they're expecting pass. They're not going to bite as hard on the runs. Wilson just got to drop back like he's in 7-on-7. He's got a bunch of capable receivers. We've seen Mortensen, Golding, obviously Rogers, who made that great touchdown catch earlier, making big plays. Ford's still limping a little bit.
He's in, though. He just did come in. But, yeah, he is definitely not 100%, whether that's a little bit of a tweak to the knee or it's a cramp. He was acting like it was a cramp the way they were stretching him out. They're going to throw to Ford in the flat. And Ford can't come up with it. Probably better that he didn't because it would have been no gain. And I'm just calling it like I see it. Ford took a pretty big shot there, and he's as tough as they come, but he still is favoring that leg right now. He can't be quite full speed, and that's what he's known for. But I love the guts of Ethan Ford. Wilstead, 2nd down 10, 3:13 on the clock. Highland leads 35-23. Wilstead looking, has time, now steps up in the pocket. Going to tuck and run. 50, down to the 45-40, out of bounds. And that's a Fabulous Freddy's first down for Logan Wilstead, and it stops the clock while they reset.
Shows why he's so dangerous. You know, his feet don't get talked about a ton, but when things break down, he's smart at pulling it down, following blockers, and running around a little bit. He gets another big first down for him.
Wilstead, obviously, the youngest of 3 brothers. Cole played football and baseball, great baseball, played basketball too for Pineview. Then Cody, who's quarterback at Dixie State now. Kina Tafua puts his head down, delivers the hit, and he pushes after contact for about 6 more yards, and that's another Fabulous Freddy's first down.
And his most violent run of the night, ran over a couple of guys, and didn't have him the first half. And it's been slow go for him in the second half running the ball, but that time brings some Thunder fans to their feet.
Again, looking for your Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker play of the game. AWP, the #1 playmakers in the appliance business, cross freeway from the Bloomington Walmart. Could we have it right here? Throw. Morty with another catch in the seam, tackled quickly, but another first down, 12-yard pickup. How about the night Mortenson's had? Of course, he had a big one, an 86-yarder, but he's got to be up over 150 yards receiving and a touchdown in this game.
Oh, he's been great, and that was a fastball. We know the gaps are closing a little bit more on Highland on that pass to the middle. Wilstead threw it as fast as he could that time, and Mortensen was able to corral it.
Timeout on the field brought to you by Intercap Lending. And we'll keep it right here, Intercap Lending. Every loan option to fit your needs in Washington County. Call today for a free quote and quick mortgage approval at Intercap Lending. Andy, they got to score quick. Clock is down to 2:23. Thunder down 12 points, but they're into the Team Auto Sales red zone here, and they've really done a nice job in the second half of moving the ball. 2 second-half touchdowns.
Yeah, and they're capable of it. I mean, Mortensen keeps making great plays, but I think somebody other than Mortensen, once again, needs to make a great catch. Maybe Rogers or Golding, or maybe the running backs out of the backfield. Somebody like that's got to come up with a big catch here late in the fourth.
So, what does Coach Murdoch design here? You got trips to the right. Wilstead looking left, single receiver side, throws it up into the air, and it is incomplete. No flag comes down. No flag there. Kyer Golding wanted it, didn't get it.
And I like the one-on-one, just lead him, throw it to him. We'll see here on the replay. I didn't think a ton of contact, but he did one of those things where both arms are up and going towards him and not turning your head. It's a tough call either way.
Now, the Thunder fans didn't see it as a tough call. They wanted it. But yeah, there's always somebody that's happy on one side of the grandstands. And now it's going to be 2nd down and 10 from the 18. Probably take another shot. No, they give it to Watson, and Watson's getting down to the 15. Pickup of about 4 yards. And then the clock will continue to tick. 2:08. 2:04. They're going quick, but trying to get some substitutions. Watson's coming out. I mean, normally that's the read. Wilstead makes the right read. But in this circumstance, you're trying to surprise the defense, and now you burn a lot of clock. 20 seconds between snaps here. Wilstead going to throw into the end zone on the slant route. Golding incomplete. Went up high, couldn't reel it in.
1:45 remains on the clock. Good coverage positioning-wise by Highland.
There is a flag down.
And I thought a clear hold there by Desert Hills. Wrap it around the right end's shoulder pads and take him down.
And
but no call.
They waved it off? There was a flag down
Well,
on the field.
I think the call's on Highland.
I didn't see the signal from our head official. What was the signal? I missed it. Corner of the
I missed it too. It may have been defensive holding, but.
Well, 1st and goal from just outside the 5. We'll call it the 6-yard line. Thunder down 35-23. Wilstead in the gun. Tafua in the backfield. Twins to either set. Run. Keena. Tafua. Pulls his way in. Touchdown, Desert Hills. It's back to a 1-score game. No flags on the field. Maybe a little bit of a break there. Maybe could have been pass interference in the end zone. Maybe could have been holding the play before. But the touchdown to Keena Tafua is first of the season. And they're going to kick the extra point, I think. I mean, it's still a one-possession game either way, but you don't need to chase the point here. You're down 35-29. Here comes Turnbow to hold for Kyer Golding. And the snap is down. The kick is a little to the right side, but it missed. It missed just outside the right upright. And it's going to stay a 6-point lead for Highland. PATs have been a little bit of an adventure tonight.
Yeah, it puts Desert Hills in a position where they got to score and make a PAT, which will put potentially a lot of pressure on Golding if they're able to get the ball back here, pending likely an onside kick.
Well, and you know teams, it's week 1, but they've worked special teams here.
Yeah.
They practiced that onside kick. I don't know if you use it yet. Thunder have at least 2 of their timeouts. I'm trying to think if they used one. Scoreboard doesn't show timeouts. I think they might have used one, but I'm not certain on that. Somebody used one in the second half. It might have been Highland. We'll find out, though. If the Thunder have 3, they might kick it deep with 1:42. Let the defense try to make a play. Or you might go ahead and do the onside kick now and just say, hey, well, let's roll it. And then if we don't, hope we can get 4 stops in a row and get it back with maybe a minute left on the clock or a little less. Golding definitely has that ball set up a little bit different. He's talking to the official. The hands team is out. You got one guy back. Everybody, the hands team is on for Highland. They're expecting onside kick. You got uneven. You got, they're 5-by-5. They're even. And there's a high kick, and they have the fair catch, and all he's got to do is secure it, and he does. So Highland will fair catch it. That stops the clock, change of possession, and they'll have it at the 37-yard line, their own 37, with just 1:36 left in this fourth quarter.
I like I don't mind the kick like that up in the air instead of using the ground to pop it up. But it was a little deep, and of course they got that fair catch. They can even fair catch it off the bounce now. So either way, if it gets that high, it's going to be a struggle.
Yeah, good call. Still a one-possession game, and now you got to be trying to, team tackle and strip. You got to be trying to force the fumble. You got to believe Highland's going to try to, 3 runs, force Desert Hills to use their timeout. So Desert Hills, that interior D-line, they're going to put 8 in the box, actually 9 in the box, and the run is going to pick up a couple yards, keep pushing forward, and that's going to get out near the 43-yard line. Nice little 5-yard pickup on first down. Desert Hills will take their first timeout.
Clock stops at 1:31 for the Thunder.
Coach Doug Roberts is calling the guys out. Here comes Coach Nunley. The rest of the defensive coaches, bring them in. Got to be talking about trying to force a turnover here. There's been ample opportunities for Desert Hills to win this game. They'll look back on film and go, oh, if we would have made, that play. Obviously, there was a bad punt that gave Highland a touchdown, their second of the night. They gave them a 14-10 lead where, kicking in your own end zone, but the kick went out to the 12-yard line. And then there was, drop touchdown 2 possessions ago before the Tafua score.
Yeah.
That really, they came up empty. On 4th down, they couldn't convert. So, obviously, that's football. Who can execute the best, especially in week 1, Andy. 2 really good teams, 2 teams that want to be in the playoffs. They have playoffs on their mind. Everybody's playing preseason maybe a little differently than years past because of the RPI and the way everybody's seated in the postseason. Dive play right up the middle, and the quarterback pulls it out and keeps it, and he's got a first down out to the 49.
Tough play to defend when he's able to yank it out like that. He's done that 3 times, all with great success, has Brennan. And they're working this quarterback by committee thing all night long, and both of them I thought played great.
Yeah, and that should about do it with that first down. Desert Hills will burn another timeout. And Highland might be heading back up the I-15 freeway with the victory unless Desert Hills can force a turnover here.
Yeah, Desert Hills kind of had an up and down night. I thought the defense overall played really well, gave up some big plays, but offensively, I mean, Wilstead had a good game. He made some really star power type plays, running the ball, throwing the ball.
Yeah, pretty much mistake free.
Yeah, just little mistakes overall by Desert Hills.
Did throw the one interception when it was 4th down.
Yeah, right.
In Highland's red zone. He's just trying to make a play, and he ended up throwing an interception when the blitz got to him. But other than that, been a really clean night for the Thunder quarterback. But it's actually been a really good combination of quarterbacks on the other side of the equation for Patrick Brennan and for Hunter Lambert. And really, we've seen some stretches where they've stayed with Lambert, but then when they've needed, like, chunk plays on the ground, Brennan's been the guy.
Yeah, Brennan.
He's the better runner.
Yeah, you're right. And he's been solid.
Rams, first down, 1:24 on the clock. Oh, they fumbled it! And who got it? I think Highland might have got there simultaneous with Desert Hills defensively. That ball squirted out of there. Oh, my goodness.
Holy moly. How does that happen?
I think
it seemed like Highland was there.
Ben Boren, I think, recovered it.
It's going to be a tough call for these refs. I mean, they can't look at a replay. Yeah.
Timeout Desert Hills. They'll take their final timeout. Boren recovered it. I think Boren maybe got there just in time to secure it away. What, to go off the hip? Yeah, Boren definitely just a 1/10 of a second cradles it before Desert Hills was jumping on top of that.
Goodness gracious.
Huge play by Boren, though.
Yeah, scary play when, they're out of timeouts, and now they are, but they only have one timeout left. It was first down, and you're pitching it behind you. Kind of a dangerous call there, I thought, by Highland.
Yeah, but 1:10 on the clock, right?
Yeah.
1:10 on the clock, 3rd and 15. The third down now. You're gonna after that play, the down and distance marker hasn't changed. The scoreboard has it at 3rd down. And so now they're going to reset the clock to 1:16. I think the clock must have ran a little bit after the fumble happened. So this is helpful for Desert Hills. They are going to add some time back onto the clock. It says 1:10 right now. Now 1:16. Yes, putting 1:16 back on the clock. Clock brought to you by Bloomington Country Club, home of our ESPN 97.7 Monday Night Football parties. It's open to the public every Monday night starting September 9th. Doubleheader that night.
That's right.
Saints, Texas,
that'll be great.
Broncos, Raiders. We'll be there from 3 to 5 live, and then we'll be hanging out all night. Tell your friends. We'll see you at Bloomington Country Club. Pool's open. Bring your family. Look forward to seeing you out there. And now, victory formation. They ran the math, even with the addition of clock. Desert Hills, no timeouts.
Wow, can they run it out with one?
There's going to be maybe a second left or 6 seconds left.
See,
I think it's 4th down. I think they think it's 3rd down. Maybe Highland downed it thinking it was 3rd down.
Right, maybe because I don't know if the marker was right.
Well, they ran it for 5 yards, and then they fumbled backwards, and then they ran that down.
It's 4th down. He's going to kneel it on 4th down.
Yep. And
that's a turnover on down. That's Desert Hills ball with 35 seconds left.
Why are they not stopping the clock? No, they wind the clock. They don't stop the clock.
As soon as he kneels on 4th down, it's Desert Hills ball.
No.
Yeah. You kneel the ball down, that's a turnover on downs.
But you're just giving yourself up like a run play. The clock continues. You can't stop the clock. You see it all the time.
No, as soon as the whistle's blown, it's a dead ball.
We're going to have to we'll have to check that. I mean, I'm not seeing Coach Murdoch too visibly upset. We'll check that rule, but I mean, both teams are shaking hands. Desert Hills looks like they've fallen 35-29. 35.
I'm just hearing from the box it was 3rd down.
It was 3rd down?
It was 3rd down.
Okay. That makes sense.
Holy cow.
So, game, set, match, and the Thunder fall tonight to Highland. Again, 35-29. We got the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. We come up. Heck of an effort tonight for Desert Hills, though.
Oh, great effort. There's a lot of positive, both offense and defensively. Highland just made the bigger plays at the key times. But, you know, Coach Murdoch's got to be happy with Wilstead. He's got to be happy with his defense. The running game needs some work. But overall, for game one against a really good team from upper classification, this was a great game, I thought, by Desert Hills.
Yeah, and obviously you didn't have Keenan Tafua for the first half. You wonder if he could have helped him in there in the first half. You got some other guys some reps there, but certainly the run game looked a lot better in the second half, and that complemented the passing game. But you're right, Wilstead was great tonight. Jace Mortensen had a breakout performance. This senior, I think, is going to be really good.
Oh, man, he's strong in the middle, catches it in traffic, has the speed burst to go, you know, take it all the way. You got a great connection with Wilstead. That's going to be a fun connection all year long for Coach Murdoch.
All right, we'll take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have some highlights. We'll hand out some awards inside our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame show. We'll get you a few Wilkinson stats, and then obviously we'll get you ready for the Region 9 wrap-up show after that. Lots still to come on the opening night of high school football. Again, the final on the one-loss scoreboard. Your dedicated personal injury attorneys, 35-29. Highland has beaten Desert Hills.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
Hey guys, how are you today? Good. I'm here to talk about how with technology you can make amazing worlds. Come with me. My team and I groomed the Halo world to life. Is that you? That is me. I wasn't a math genius and I knew nothing about coding. But you guys do. You guys have the power to change things. I want your job. I want you to have my job.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this. I need a one dance. And this. Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
Your son wants to get a cat, but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals 25.
Good job.
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
It's the first game of the season. You always hope for a good one. We got it tonight, 35-29, as we welcome everybody into our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. Appreciate Dr. Cody, his staff. See why so many parents choose Dr. Cody for the kids' dental needs. They got a new patient special, $79, x-ray exam, and the cleaning. Great value there, 628-0511. Desert Hills loses by 6 to Highland. But it's a night in which some other Region 9s teams are having some trouble as well. So obviously not the way you want to start the season if you're Coach Murdoch, but you got to love the effort from the kids. And there's certainly enough positives that you can build and you can take from this game. Film's going to be really interesting this week for Desert Hills. I think they're going to do a lot of film study to get better.
Yeah, I don't think there was any issues with scheme or anything like that on either side of the ball. The defense struggled with that counter play 4 times, but that's not going to be something that keeps going on because you're not going to face a lot of option teams like this with 3 backs in the backfield all the time. Offensively, they were good. They've got playmakers. Some of these receivers who didn't get a lot of reps last year proved themselves tonight. Rogers, Golding, and obviously Mortensen had a great game. And Tafua, having him going forward for the full 4 quarters is going to be a huge benefit at the running back position. But a lot of positives for Desert Hills, and it was a great game by both sides.
And it was interesting there. We were confused at the end of that game because they kneeled on it.
That was
and
4th
it would have
down.
been a turnover on downs, but it was 3rd down. I was just going with the officials, and they kept winding the clock, and they studied the rule book probably more so than I do. So that was an interesting scenario. I was trying to think back to those plays to see exactly in my head, and I think they got the first down, and then it was first down that they fumbled, and they kneeled twice.
Yeah.
So I think the officials got it right. Highland wins the game. Just a little bit more clock, and Desert Hills could have made. They did have all 3 timeouts there at the end of that game. I thought Coach Murdoch and the defense did a really good job. They almost got the fumble recovery there on the one botch snap handoff combination. Let's get to some highlights as we do so, and highlights brought to you by Wilkinson's, bringing you our highlights here in the second half. And a great start, opening kickoff as Turnbow takes it out across the 45-yard line, and that's just kind of what they needed. And then they came out and pounded Tafua or went play action like they did right here. And look at Wilstead. Zip, zip, whoop. Obviously a little shows the ball there, got flagged for it, but a great run by Logan Wilstead. And all of a sudden it was 21-17, but Highland would answer right back. Oliveo with a huge run down the sideline. And Highland had a lot of, those counter plays just like that where they got loose in the open field.
Yeah, they were solid running the ball. It took them about a quarter to get going, but we see the power run there by Colton White, who was a tough kid on both sides of the ball. They had a lot of studs going on both sides of the ball, but Wilstead responded. He kept making big plays. This was the biggest one of the night to Mortensen for 86 yards. He joked Mortensen a little bit in media today about his speed, but Jace was able to show it, and that's got to probably be our playmaker play of the game from Appliance Wholesalers Plus.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. That was Willie to Morty, 86 yards. That's your Appliance Wholesalers Plus playmaker play of the game. Great catch there by Stills over the middle. That set up a nice little job by Brennan to follow through. And how about Brennan? Didn't start the game at quarterback, but comes in, and that was a huge touchdown run for the Highland Rams right there. They kept that lead. Wilstead and the offense weren't done. Got a late score here. Keena Tafua bowling his way in for the touchdown. You wonder what might have been if Tafua would have played in the first half. Obviously, coach's decision not to play him. But Desert Hills falls by 6 to start the season. As for our other award, our DATS Trucking Player of the Game award, and we appreciate your quality service carrier, DATS Trucking. They've been running strong. One of the largest Western transportation trucking companies. They've been around since 1988. And, of course, they own and operate all the Ernie's 2 Sinclair stations. Support our local sponsors. Bring you tonight's broadcast and stop by their locations on the Boulevard, Hurricane, Cedar, or their original location in Beaver. Thank you, DATS Trucking and Ernie's 2 Sinclair station. I'm going to give you the honor tonight. Who impressed you the most? You want to go offense? You want to go defense? What do you think?
I think it's got to be Jace Mortensen. I mean, he had, I'm getting stats finally now, I think 164 receiving yards and an 86-yard touchdown. He was the go-to guy for Wilstead. Wilstead had a great game as well, but this was kind of a coming-out party, I think, for Jace Mortensen, who all throughout the game was just the man.
All right, so we'll go with Mortensen, 164. What do you have, 7 catches, 8 catches in this game, and a touchdown that was – and Wilstead and Mortensen hook up on that playmaker play of the game. DATS Trucking Player of the Game. Andy says Jace Mortensen going to take home 2 awards. You could go honorable mention or co-DATS Trucking with Logan Wilstead, too. Just made the one mistake, ran for a touchdown, threw for a couple more tonight. 3 total touchdowns for Logan Wilstead. Kyra Goulding, I think Caleb Rogers, I think Ethan Ford, Keena Tafua. There's a lot of talent on this Desert Hills offense, and their defense, even without Jaron Polu, showed a lot of heart tonight. Good on the back end with the Turnbow boys. Their linebackers came and filled well. Brunson's a beast down
Stokes
low.
had a good game. Kavaka had a good game. All the way around, I thought they played good enough to win. It just was, Highland made those big plays.
Good news for everybody. Our Holbrook Asphalt Big Score Dessert is in effect. Over 25 points, not just in this game, but if you're a fan of some other games, a lot of other teams scored over 25 points. So if you're listening in your car right now, don't go home. Go to Yogurtland. Holbrook Asphalt has agreed to buy everybody your first 5 ounces of frozen yogurt. You can get it how you want with your favorite flavor and topping, and your first 5 ounces are free. If you load up a big heap in 10 ounces, you got to pay for that 5, but you get it 50% off. So head over to Yogurtland, take advantage of the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert. I'll see you there. I'm going over there after the broadcast and get me a Big Score dessert from Holbrook Asphalt. And we'll be doing that all season long, but go support Yogurtland and Holbrook Asphalt and take advantage. Why not? Some great savings there. We're going to come back. I'll give a final wrap here. We'll take a 60-second timeout. After that, the guys are standing by. We're going to be live from the field. Andy's going to go down, try to grab a couple interviews. Russ and Burnside, they'll have the Region 9 wrap-up show. We'll try to get you all of the final scores before we end our broadcast tonight. So don't go away from your radio dial. I want to thank our CEC TV crew for the great first broadcast tonight. Marcus, Lauren, James, everybody, fantastic job. We'll have Roy at Dixie next week. Dixie played Springville tonight. We'll tell you who won that game in just a minute. We'll be at Dixie High School for our next triple cast here on ESPN Radio and CEC TV, as well as all of you watching on sportsradio977.com. We'll say goodnight to TV, radio 60-second timeout, more of our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame show when we come back. Thanks for watching, everybody.